Interesting.
And it was the craziest thing I've ever seen.
Check.
And I loved it. It was so cool. Yeah.
Damn, she's professional, man. She knows how to talk on the mic. She has good waves. Let's see you.
Check, testing, 1, 2, 3. Leave my waves alone.
She's very professional,
you have good
man.
bass.
Thank you very much. At least somebody recognizes
I said you had a face. I said you had a face for radio. I told you that already.
Beautiful.
My sister used to say that to me.
A face for radio.
But I was on the radio, so it was rude.
Oh, yeah.
Estelle, go up there before you ruin this podcast. Hi. All right, check.
Check, testing, 1, 2, 3.
Okay,
yes.
let me get my intro. All right. Welcome to the One Life, One Chance podcast. I'm your host, Toby Morse. Today I have my co-host here who's become a co-host.
Oh, no, just downplay me.
I'm not going to downplay them, but let me introduce my guests. Allie, you know what? I don't want to fuck your name up.
Try it.
Okay.
Let her say it.
Don't think about it too hard.
Yeah.
Allie Macofsky.
Yeah.
Welcome to the podcast,
are
Allie Macofsky.
Yeah.
Let me introduce before you cut her up.
Okay, I'm sorry. I got a lot of questions.
This is going to be my third comedian on the podcast. Rappaport, I love you, but you're more an actor. You were a comedian as well, but this girl is a comedian. And then Chappelle Lacey, then Allie Macofsky.
Oh, boy.
Fuck this shit. Allie Macofsky.
Yeah.
Thanks for being here. You know what sucks? I started watching you in the rap one. You're like, everybody has a podcast. Everybody has to be on the podcast. So I was like, damn, I feel bad it has to be on my podcast because everybody has a million podcasts now.
Everyone does have a podcast, but I'm happy to do your podcast.
Well, I appreciate you being here. Same thing Mike said to me. Until you get 50 episodes, I'll be on your podcast. So he was on, obviously, but I get that. You have to get under your belt and be professional. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because there was a point when I was only recently doing people's or not recently, but once I started doing people's podcasts, I realized, I should wait until they know what they're doing. Because it's always, when you're on one of the first episodes and they're like,
that's the worst.
Yeah, you got to wait it out.
I hate that.
Well, I guess that voice, that's Derek Green. Hi, Derek.
Oh, thanks.
Thanks for being here again, Derek. No, I've been reading some of the reviews and people are saying they like having Derek's voice on the podcast. So you just started jumping on these.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
So, Derek, thank you for being here. I appreciate your time.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
I know you have a lot going on with no music right now, so I appreciate
not
you
a whole.
here.
Yeah, you know me, busy bee.
But it's exciting they announced your tour for next year. That's nice.
That's great. We'll see what
let's get back to Allie, the main guest.
Yes, the main guest.
She's a very interesting person because I did some research on her. Just seeing some stuff, right? But there's not that many. Yeah, there's actually a lot. And then Anthony said, okay, first and foremost, Anthony Moore, thank you for making this happen. I appreciate you very much.
I love Anthony.
Anthony Moore, we love you for making this happen. And also, I also saw mutual friends, Bobby Hundreds. He was telling me about you as well.
Love Bobby.
Bobby's the best.
Yeah.
We love you, Bobby Hundreds. But let's get to you before you were a comedian. But there's so much shit I want to talk to you about. You talk about poop a lot, and I respect that because I like poop. I'm a big poop person. Yep. But you were born in Long Beach?
Yeah, I was born in Long
OBC.
Beach.
In 95?
In 1995.
Wow.
What a fucking year.
95. I remember very distinctly.
Yeah, what were you guys doing?
We were in New York, and I was working at Nana Shoes, and my band was beginning.
I was working at Fat Farm, and I was a roadie for H2O for maybe one gig.
We worked across the street from each other in Soho in Manhattan, and I worked at a shoe store, and he worked at Russell Simmons' hip-hop clothing brand, Fat Farm.
I used to love Russell Simmons and Kimora Lee Simmons' TV show.
Wow.
I was obsessed with it.
I'm sure there's a lot of Fat Farm on there for sure.
Yeah.
Baby Fat Farm, all of it. Yeah.
Wow.
And her logo was the cat, the sassy kitten.
That was the offshoot brand of Fat Farm, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so it was an offshoot. I mean, when I was working there, he had just started with the idea of Baby Fat. So he wasn't married to her yet.
Yeah.
He was, preparing to marry her. He was, what do they call it? I don't know.
Engaged?
No, they weren't engaged. He was seeking her.
Yeah.
her hand.
There's a word for it. I know what you're talking about.
That sounds really creepy, to be honest, but whatever.
Yeah, he was pursuing her. He was pursuing her.
Yeah.
He was... that
in the process
of I want to get with
not
you.
stalking, just pursuing.
Not stalking, no. But there were other contenders that were in the circle.
Oh, I bet there was.
Mm-hmm. I just want to put out names or anything. LL, but
LL Cool J, who's just filming some shit at your house.
What?
Oh yeah,
that's on my list too. Yeah.
Okay. I'll wait till we get to that.
Let's get to that.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go back to your life. So, I know we spoke earlier. You have siblings, obviously.
Yeah. We're all the youngest. Siblings.
Yeah, we're all the youngest. That's
we're
right.
all the youngest. That's amazing.
So, how were you growing up? How was your family? Were you a strict family, religious? What was your life like growing up?
Growing up, I feel
I
like
mean, still pretty freaking young though, but.
And the LBC.
Yeah. Oh, there we go.
Can you hear yourself better?
Yeah, I'm just doing a little bit of technical.
Yeah, mine's kind of low too as
There we
well.
go.
Is it?
I think mine was just a little bit unscrewed.
Okay, are
Over
you
here.
good now?
I'm good now.
Okay, I'm good too.
Yeah, growing up, the youngest, my sisters are like 7 and 5 years older than me, so I kind of grew up being a little bit more mature for my age because
Yeah.
I was just trying to fit in with them. So I was like watching whatever they were watching. I never watched like kids shows really. And then like listening to the music that they listened to. And then my parents got divorced when I was like 5.
Yeah.
And so there was really no rules. It was just kind of like do your thing.
You ended up with your mom's?
No, I ended up with my dad.
Wow.
Rare.
Wow.
Wow.
That is
That
very
is
rare.
very rare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would go to my mom's house like every other weekend.
Yeah.
And then there was a point where I would do like 1 week on, 1 week off,
Mm-hmm.
kind of switched it up a bit. But in the beginning, it was mostly my dad.
Yeah.
My parents met at a 12-step convention in Palm Springs,
Wow.
which I think is incredible.
That's amazing. Wow.
Yeah. And then, yeah, I don't know. I feel like I kind of grew up. I never got like grounded.
Wow.
Never got
Were you a good kid
spanked.
though? You a good kid?
No, but I wasn't an awful kid either.
Yeah.
Like there was never anything for me to really get grounded for. It was just a lot of like, why aren't you checking in?
Mm.
Yeah, I was just irresponsible. Like I was always kind of all over the place. Like I did cheer when I was younger, and the coach was like, if you didn't have your head on your body, you would lose it.
Wow.
Like I was just, and like my dad would drop me off at school and I would forget my backpack. Like I'd get to school and
Damn.
be like, oh, I forgot like the one thing that you associate with school.
Yeah.
I completely forgot.
Would you get good grades and stuff?
No, because I just didn't do my homework.
Mm.
I was just kind of ADD-ish.
Mm-hmm.
And I was always just like trying to make the class laugh, being like a little goofball. So I was just more there for the social
Class
aspect
clown.
of school
Yeah.
than for like the homework and studying.
Did you have a lot of friends?
Yeah, I was pretty social.
Okay.
Yeah.
Social butterfly.
Yeah.
And your last name, is it Polish?
It's, I think, yeah, Polish or Russian.
Yeah.
I'm glad you said that, though, because a lot of people think it's Irish.
Really?
Yeah, because of the Mick.
Oh yeah.
But it's
But-
M-A-C.
Right.
So then some people think it's Scottish.
Yeah, but it
Ah.
definitely sounds
Polish
the
and
ski.
Russian.
Polish to me. Yeah, the
Yeah.
ski makes it. Mm-hmm.
But it is interesting because my mom's side of the family is Irish.
Okay.
So I guess it could go either way.
Yeah.
But it's my dad's name.
Would you ever do a
Ah.
23andMe? Check it out or no?
I don't care.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't care.
Right.
It's a cool last name, and I just
Yeah, it would be probably with the Mac that make it Scottish.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You think
But
so?
it's-
Yeah, I'm almost certain of that. If it was Mick, then
The MC would
MC
be
would be more.
Irish.
It'd
Yeah.
be more Irish there, but this is more of a Scottish accent.
Yep. I can't do accents or else I'd try.
That was a poor Scottish accent. That was more of an Irish Jamaican accent.
So you say you're doing cheerleading and stuff too? Is that what you said?
Yeah, but only because my sisters did cheer. We weren't like an athlete. Like my parents never put us in sports or anything.
Yeah.
We don't have sportly bodies. We weren't athletic in any way. You know, like we have bodies for watching reality television. Like I'm not built to do anything.
So you never want to do anything like running or track or anything like that shit?
God,
Nah.
no. That was the last thing I wanted to do. I would do, like in middle school, we had to run a mile every week. And
Oh, yeah.
Mile a
my
week.
teacher said that I walked faster than I ran. And that was true. Like if I'm running, somehow I'm going slower than walking. I would just be in like the very back. I would be getting lapped by everyone. But when I was in high school, I did dance.
Okay.
Okay.
I really like dance.
So what kind of dance?
So in high school, it's kind of like everything. You're doing a little bit of jazz, a little bit of ballet, a little bit of hip hop, a little bit of whatever, you know.
Sick.
So it was fun. I liked it a lot. And then I did 1 year of swim, which I was surprisingly like decent at. Yeah.
Swim is way different, I think, than like playing like a sport or like.
That is a
running.
sport.
Yeah, but
Get
just
outta
swim.
here.
Just just like doing like this. I don't
Yo,
know.
it's
just-
hardcore. It's
Yeah.
really not that easy.
No, I'm just
Yeah.
saying like I'm saying like for her, she says she's be athletic, but that is like
It's pretty athletic.
it's pretty gnarly. Yeah, you
Yeah.
know, like arm strength and shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Legs and arms and breathing.
Yeah.
But to me, that's like a sport that's fun. It's not like
Okay,
a.
all right.
I think because I like. I don't know. I was about to contradict myself. I think swimming is something that's like very singular. It's just
Okay.
you.
Mm.
It's it's a team sport, but really like when you're in a competition, it's just you.
Yeah, that's true.
And so I like being responsible for myself.
Yeah.
I don't like to be, I don't know, I'm not a member type of girl.
All right.
But dance
I
is
like
dance is kind of like a team
It is.
sport in a way. We weren't
So
competing,
you
we
gotta be
would
rhythm
just do
together.
shows.
Yeah. Oh, you did performances somewhere?
Yeah,
and
we
stuff?
did like 2 shows a year for our school.
Wow.
Yeah. In our school, I went to school in Orange County, and it was like a pretty good school for like sports and also like creative stuff. Like we had a really good choir, we had a good dance team.
Where you're living, is it completely different going to the OC from?
It's totally different. Yeah.
It's weird because I always tell people I'm from Long Beach, and so I imagine that like when you say that, they have this idea of how you grew up, but then going to school in Orange County, I feel like school is really where you like form yourself.
Yeah, totally.
And so I felt like I had more of an Orange County upbringing than Long Beach, but I'm glad that I was in Long Beach and had that,
balance,
and it wasn't fully. Yeah,
Orange County is such a different world, man.
Yes, it is.
I mean, we can't get into it now. I mean, it's a lot. I mean, especially you can see it now with everything. But yeah, it's very different. Well, shout out to my friends out there. I love you, but I'm just saying it's different.
Yeah. Well, I went to like school in like the most, like the furthest point of Orange County that was right on the border of Long Beach. But it still just feels like when you graduate, everyone kind of stays in Orange County and becomes real estate agents or whatever. So I don't know. I'm glad I got out.
So you're talking about you listen to music with your sisters and stuff. What kind of music were you into?
Top 40 hits.
Sick.
All the radio
bangers,
hits. Yeah. I never had. My parents were into like. I mean, I listened to a lot of oldies in the car with my parents, but when me and my sisters were in the car, it was like Kiss FM Top 40 hits, and then my parents really liked like Steely Dan.
Wow, yeah.
Classics, man.
Yeah. Hall & Oates.
Yes!
Love
We've been rocking them so hard at Runyon lately,
God,
man.
That's like a soundtrack to Runyon Canyon.
Dude, they're fucking so many bangers, man.
I've seen them in concert way more times than I would have thought I would in my life.
I'm super jealous. I've never seen them.
Me
really?
either. I've never seen them.
I'm super jelly right now. Yeah, dude.
The first time I saw it, my mom's like, "Oh, I'm taking you to a Hall & Oates." I'm like, "Oh, great." And then I went. I didn't realize how many songs I knew.
No, man. There's so many
They have a million
songs.
hits. We're
It's
going
crazy.
through them all, and we're like, it's insane.
That is so cool. You got to see them.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
man.
It's really...
That was kind of like, I mean, very different, but like I remember seeing the Foo Fighters at Cal Jam a couple years ago.
Great band, too.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, I know a good amount of their songs, and then they're performing, and I'm like, I know all of these songs.
Yeah.
It's insane, right?
Yeah.
I've never even bought a Foo Fighters album.
So many
I know
hits.
every song.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
It's fun. So, yeah, I kind of grew up with that. And then I think as I got older, I started Spotify has been great for me because I'll listen to one song that I really like and then hit go to radio and discover all new music.
Yeah, that's cool.
True. That is.
But I wish I was more well versed with music and didn't grow up so cookie cutter.
You still got time.
Yeah, but Hall & Oates, is sick. There's so many great influences, and they've been sampled by so many great hip hop groups.
Yeah.
We talked the other day, De La Soul, and there was something else in there. Oh, fucking Method Man.
Yeah, Method Man.
METHOD, man. And that's Method and Modern
Method
Love.
Man stole
that fucking hook, man.
the hook from Daryl
We
Hall
didn't
and John
steal.
Elton.
He. But I didn't realize it the other day, like
METHOD.
Yeah, Method Man. That's crazy, man.
Incredible.
And then Say No Go, De La Soul. You want my body, got my soul. So good, man.
Oh, I love that song.
I'm super jealous you saw them. We had our friend.
Right?
Ooh, yeah.
Voice,
That one?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
This girl can sing, man.
Sing it,
We
girl.
had our friend Yolanda Ross, an actress, on here, and her whole story was how she heard Hall & Oates, and one of their songs kind of spoke to her in a sense lyrically.
Yeah.
And her dream was to go to New York and find
And
Daryl
meet
Hall
him.
and
Yeah.
meet him, and she fucking did it.
Oh my
And then
God.
now she's an actress on The Chai, and she just like the whole podcast became about Daryl Hall, and then we got
story.
obsessed on Hall & Oates for the past couple weeks. Like,
And then we've just
crazy,
been going through
man.
every hit that they made.
It's
And I was like,
good.
I remember this. Oh my God.
but I
that
never met
one.
anybody who's seen them before.
I'm pretty sure they hate each other now.
I don't know.
No, I can see
No,
that.
I think
I can see that.
I think that's
Maybe.
confirmed.
Wow, man.
Yeah. I mean, that happens to a lot of
True.
bands.
Great musicians,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're in high school, and so what was your first exposure to comedy? Were you super young, or?
Yeah, so growing up listening to Top 40 radio, third grade, I was getting ready for school with my sisters. We're listening to Kiss FM, and I get the idea to call in. Yeah. And I'm like, I want to request a song, or I don't know, just hear my voice on the radio, because I've always been attention seeking. And so I end up getting through. I talked to Ryan Seacrest. Oh, shit. I guess I was just like saying funny stuff, and I'm like 7 years old, and you know when like a young kid is talking, you can hear that they're a young kid.
Totally, yeah.
So it's my voice as a child being like, can I, whatever, just trying to like mooch as much out of him as I can. And they were like, we have an idea, come into our studio. So my dad drove me the next week to, my dad drove me to LA. We went to the studio and we started making prank phone calls, and they're like, if this works, like we'll keep doing it. If not, like at least we tried. Yeah.
Holy shit, God, man. That's awesome.
Yeah. And then it ended up working. So like for 4 years I had a job making prank phone calls.
That's the best job ever.
So you were 7 years old working there?
Yeah. And I got to leave school early every week to like pre-record episodes.
Isn't that so random? You just made that phone call and that turned into fucking
that's
a career?
Insane.
Like
it was crazy. So then I got to do that, and I got to go to like all the concerts, like the Wango Tangos, the Jingle Balls.
So there's your exposure to different types of music right there.
Yeah, well, but I mean, it's all their artists who.
Oh yeah, so it's a radio shit.
But I got to bring up Gwen Stefani on stage.
What?
That was so cool.
Dude, are you serious?
That's insane.
Yeah, so that was super fun, and I think that was like my first time realizing that entertainment was something that was like possible to do as a career.
You did this for 4 years.
Yeah. So then when I stopped, I just kind of like went on with school, and then senior year of high school, I got really into watching stand-up comedy, and I would go up to LA and.
Did people know in school that you were doing this as a job? Like
Ryan Seacrest
yeah, it was like
were you like, oh my God?
Yeah. Well, and it was crazy because like the first few years I was in third grade, so then I went to a new school in sixth grade, and that's kind of when like all the different elementary schools would go to school. So it was like the big deal in sixth grade of like, oh, I'm going to school with little Allie now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Was it little L-I-L?
Little Allie.
Come on, man, for real?
Yeah.
Wow. That is fucking amazing.
Yeah. So it was cool. It was a very unique. I got to be like a celebrity without having my life be ruined.
Right.
You know, it was like a
so
minor
badass.
celebrity experience.
So now you're super focused on wanting to do something in entertainment world, correct?
Well, not really. I mean, after that, I just kind of like went on with school and doing my thing, and then
a normal kid.
Yeah, for sure. And then in high school, senior year, I was kind of like, I don't know what to do. Like, I didn't have an idea of what I would want to do, because it's not like I can just make prank phone calls again for a radio station as a career.
Are you too young to remember the Jerky Boys?
Were they the ones who were on?
They were crank phone callers. They were huge back in the 90s.
Were they on the radio?
Because
I know that there was someone who did prank phone calls on, I think, like Kevin and Bean, or like on K-Rock. There was like a kid who would do.
No, it might have been before that. But these guys went on to being so famous from making crank phone calls. They had their own movie. They blew up from just crank calls.
Yeah.
I like to think I was like an original TikTok star, you know?
Okay.
I mean, without, you know.
About the TikTok.
You're not on TikTok,
I think
are you?
I'm a little bit too old for that.
That's on my list to talk about that later, but that's definitely on because my son's on there too.
I know nothing about it.
So now you're a senior. Are you working a job?
Oh, yeah. I'm working in an Italian restaurant as a hostess. I'm an awful employee. Like, I'm not a good employee of any sort. You know, I get overwhelmed.
Mm-hmm. You're either host or waitress.
I was the hostess.
Okay.
I need the least amount of responsibility.
Right.
And even that feels like a lot.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm the hostess at a restaurant, I feel like I'm the manager. I'm you know,
it's too much.
Overworked. I'm overwhelmed.
You have to talk to people.
Yeah. And I'm good at the talking part, but like getting them sat in the right area and communicate, it's a lot. So I was working there and eating a lot of bread, getting real bulked up, and
getting those carbs in.
Yeah, and I knew I was going to be going to college, but I knew also that I wasn't going to stay in college. And I wanted to do stand-up because I was watching a lot of it, and I was like, this seems like a cool thing to do.
Yeah.
It seems kind of in my wheelhouse. I just didn't know how to go about it. So I go to college for like a year.
What was your major in college?
Nothing.
Okay.
Yeah, get out.
Just fucking hanging.
Yeah, my major was like party and then go back home.
Were you partying a lot?
Oh, yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I stopped going to classes after like a few months.
But
Wow.
is it true that you don't drink
Yeah, I don't drink anymore.
or smoke weed?
Yeah, nothing.
Did you used to do that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
okay.
Oh yeah. I was
yeah.
having a
I
real
thought you
good
were just
time.
partying with life.
You're just a vapor now.
I'm
No,
partying
I
on
was
life.
I was going hard.
Okay.
I was going
Like
hard.
how old?
I kind of started late. I started like drinking and stuff in 8th grade,
Wow.
but not like super hardcore, you know. It was
Yeah.
just like
Grade.
yeah, because like in 8th grade you're like
We're so old, man. That sounds crazy to us. But
That's
yeah.
so it's like 14.
yeah,
But people were
14,
drinking in
13.
8th grade in the 80s probably too. I just didn't see it because I was
Okay,
in my
yeah,
own
you're
world.
right. Me too.
It's happening. Okay,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Okay.
But I wasn't getting like fucked up in
Okay.
8th grade. It was like, you know, your friends would invite you over, their parents would have like
Okay.
a bottle and then you'd
Yeah,
take
yeah,
a shot and be
okay.
like, I'm so fucked up right now. This is crazy. You know, you're playing spin the bottle, everyone's just making out.
Oh my god, dude.
But then I got it was a crazy time. Did you guys play like spin the bottle?
Yeah.
Man, why you
Yeah.
saying oof for? That was
No,
crazy.
because it's just now I'd be like, God, that's so disgusting.
In
Yeah,
Corona
because-
time?
because we're
kissing
old, man.
random strangers.
Yeah, but
is
that was
so
part of our life too, though,
dirty.
man. Don't forget your roots, bro.
True.
This is
but,
part of our life
I
too.
mean,
We did spin the bottle.
If
That
I
shit
was
nerve-
zapping back
that was
in the day,
nerve-wracking
I'd be
too.
like, I'm not kissing.
Spin the bottle is
any
kind of scary
strangers.
too, because you don't want it to be on. I don't know. It's just
It's scary. Like I said, now if I went back with the knowledge I have now and did spin the bottle, I'd be like, I'm out.
I mean, the
I'm gonna
goal
sit
of
this
it was
one out.
always just to get to make out with everyone.
Really?
Yeah.
or the person
Or
you
the
had a crush
person
on
that you
in
had
the
a crush
circle
on.
now. Okay.
Yeah, but also it's like you're playing with like 4 people.
True.
You know, at least the way that
I bet-
I was
Okay, okay.
playing.
I bet spin the bottle would be very different nowadays. Like if you landed on a
After
guy, like
Corona
you'd have to
times.
like kiss a guy.
Oh yeah, everyone's very accepting now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would be definitely a different game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'd get called out if you didn't make out with
Yeah.
a
They'd
dude.
be like, what's up with you? Come on, man.
Yeah.
different times, bro. It was a long
Different
time ago.
times. Different
Yeah.
times.
So anyway, you're partying. You're going to parties. And
Yeah, I'm starting to like party a bit, and then I got in a relationship in high school, and we were super boring, and so we just kind of hung out with each other all the time and didn't party at all.
Your first boyfriend.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was
He
with
was
him.
straight edge or just straight?
No, he was just kind of like a loner,
Okay.
and we went to different schools, and so you know, after school we would just hang out with each other at home. So I didn't like socialize during
Yeah.
that time. And so once I got out of that, I was like, I need to catch up. I missed out on a lot.
Yeah.
So I went like balls to the walls, hardcore. So yeah, I was partying a bunch senior year, and then in college, definitely partying a lot. And then when I started doing stand up, I was like 19 or something. And so I would go to open mics at bars and no one would really question it. And so I'd like get fucked up after open mics. And then I just kind of, then I crashed my car in a blackout.
Holy
Wow.
shit.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Where did you wake
got
up
DUI?
from the
No, I got
Okay.
very lucky.
Okay,
Oh my
you're
God.
very lucky,
Yeah.
man.
And when you
Holy
woke up from the
shit.
blackout, where were you?
Well, I didn't know, and the highway patrol came to move my car, and I was freaking out. And my sister, I called her, I was panicking. I'm like calling all my family and my contacts to like, I don't know, get advice or whatever. And my
Yeah.
sister answered, and she's like, don't say that you've been drinking. If you have water in your car, drink that. If you have gum, chew it. Just don't tell
Very
them
lucky, man.
you
Wow.
were drinking. I got very lucky.
Oh my God.
Highway patrol came to move my car. They're talking to me. They're like, where are you? And I'm like, I'm on my way to my aunt's house. Because at the time I was living with my aunt. And she lives in like Thousand Oaks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I was in Sylmar. I've
Where's-
never been to Sylmar.
I never even
No
heard of
one
that
goes
place.
to
Never heard of it
Sylmar.
What is that? Where is that?
It's like by Six Flags, like
Okay,
past
okay,
Six Flags.
okay.
Yeah, so I was real out there.
Damn, man, that's scary.
My sisters picked me up. They're like, you reek of alcohol. You're so lucky. And then everyone was like worried about me, rightfully so. And I didn't get it because I'm like, I'm just a kid. That's what you do. You crash cars, whatever. You know?
Yeah, you're being a teenager.
Yeah. So then I was like, okay, maybe I'll like try and chill on drinking. And then I couldn't. And I was just having way too much fun. And I just decided to get sober.
Nice. By
But-
yourself, you're like, okay, this is what I need to do.
It wasn't the drunk driving that did it. It was a couple.
There wasn't
Well,
something that
that's-
shook you like, what are you doing with your life?
That
I mean,
was kind
that's
of
pretty big deal. Yeah.
Exactly, and it was a big deal, and the fact that like that wasn't enough for me at first, that I was like,
Yeah.
I can keep partying. Like I don't get why I should stop after that. It was
And
just
because
a
you didn't get in
mistake.
trouble for it either. Yeah.
Exactly,
Yeah.
there were like no consequences from
Yeah,
that
you're
except for
young,
not
it's
having
like,
a
yeah.
car.
Damn.
Yeah, so then like it took me a while after that to realize like, oh, maybe I do have more issues around alcohol than I thought, especially with my parents meeting at a 12-step convention and my mom being an alcoholic and all of that.
Totally.
It was kind of like okay, I could probably keep going and like have minimal consequences, or I could just stop now and prevent all of that from happening.
So you didn't have to get to a serious rock bottom.
Exactly.
Okay, got it.
That's good.
Yeah. Because I think a lot of people, I mean, I could have like convinced myself like, oh, like it's fine, whatever. But then it's like, how far do I want it to go before I decide I need help? And I think like the further down you go and the more excuses you make for yourself, the harder it is to stop.
Yeah, that's definitely.
Were your parents worried about you at that point?
Yeah, they were. They were definitely worried about me. And I think I was just like being the irresponsible kid. Like I wasn't teenager. Growing up where it's like, you know, now my mom doesn't worry about if I'm at home at night or whatever. And it's like, I didn't think about those small things that parents worry about.
Yeah.
Like,
and they trusted you.
Yeah, kind of. Limited.
Yeah.
Limited trust.
Yeah.
But it's like my biggest, you know, it's like I never had anything to contribute. I was kind of always just like taking and like going with the flow. It's like, you know, for Christmas, it's like just show up. Like there was never any responsibility to like bring a gift. No one expected much from me.
I see.
It was like just show up. So now it's like nice that I can like contribute to things.
If she can make it here, that's all we want. Just have her get here safe and sober. Did you ever come to Christmas drunk or buzzing?
No, it wasn't like that.
Okay.
I could like, you know, it wasn't that deep.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was like if I was going out to party, I would just go super hard, but it wasn't like I'm ruining parties because of...
Yeah.
And I think that's why it was hard at first for my parents, because when I told my mom I was getting sober, for her, someone who has gone in and out of like AA and being sober, I think it was hard for her because it felt like she did something wrong. And she was like, you don't need to. You're only 20. Like, what are you talking about? But I think the longer that I am sober, the more she realizes, like, it was like I was with her last night and she was like, I'm so glad that you're sober.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Right.
She was like, because it would have gotten worse.
Right.
And I think she realizes that now.
Right.
Yeah. Has it been hard for you to stay sober?
I think at first it was just being young and being in stand-up. There was like a lot of, you know, all my friends are going out and it's like chill for them. What's up?
What
Let
up,
me see
Max?
that finger. It's all covered up.
Max, that's Allie.
Sorry, I got to take a quick second break. I don't want to ghost this guy.
What are you going to do?
I got a cameo and it's...
Okay,
I don't want to ghost him.
Fuck out of it. Go do your cameo.
15 minutes.
Max, come sit down, man.
Max is the new host.
Max is the new host. This is Allie.
Checking over.
This is Allie, Max.
Checking off.
Okay, hurry up, dude.
Max,
Max, put your shit on, man.
Okay. Do I seem like old? I'm trying to figure out if I'm like old person or young.
Early 20s.
Okay, cool.
Wow.
Cool.
Is that how old you are?
I'm early 20s, yeah.
She's on the TikTok live too, like you.
I'm also on TikTok.
Are you on there too, Max?
Yeah, but just like to watch people do it. I don't really make
but the other day you're
not doing like dance videos.
No, definitely not dances.
Stay near the mic,
I
son.
feel like you would definitely get it. If you made a dance video, though, they would definitely invite you to the Hype House.
Do you know what that is, Max?
Of course he does.
Well, the other day he asked me for footage of myself breakdancing from back in the day and all this shit, and he put something together about me on there. It was something about your dad's not being Karens or some sort of challenge or something.
Yeah, I'm familiar.
So you're big on the TikTok.
Oh, yeah.
You love it?
It's such a time suck. It's like once you go on, you scroll like a couple of videos, and then you're just like 4 hours later waking up.
It's so true. Like it's so addictive.
So what's the difference between that
addictive.
and like Instagram? Like what is the difference?
Oh my God, huge difference.
Yeah, TikTok's like actually fun.
Okay.
Well, because with Instagram, you're only seeing people you follow. With TikTok, you're seeing people you don't follow, but it's videos that you would like based on other videos that you'd like.
Yeah, and your main page is like something that you would enjoy. Like the things you like, then that comes up. Like you have to go to Explore page on Instagram, and like those videos are just very limited.
But these are like 15-second videos that disappear as well?
It's either 15 or a minute.
They disappear in 24 hours?
No, they don't disappear.
Okay.
No.
And so, Max, you enjoying that?
Yeah, it's fun. It's very addictive. Every night I'm just like, oh, one more, and then it just gets funnier and funnier.
Well,
I think that's also the problem is that the longer you're on it, like, because I'll like a video, I'll send it to a friend, and then if I look at it the next day, first thing, I'm like, this is not funny. But your brain goes into this like weird delirious state the longer that you're on it.
Yeah, it's funny. It's funny the way it works.
Yeah.
This is on my list to talk about, but since you're, I can talk to both of you about it because as of recently, Max has been on Omegle.
Oh my God.
And so
fun.
And so, but he's up to like 4 or 5 in the morning. He's like, don't give me, I'm talking to people. But he talks to surfers because he's a surfer.
I'm on surfing, so I just talk to people from Australia or
on Omegle.
So
you put in your interest surfing,
and just talk to.
But he's just been on it as of this past week, and she does a cool thing where she's on there, but she kind of films with her Instagram live, and it's insane the conversations she has with people, and some of it's hilarious, some of it's creepy, and the one that I do love is where the kid asks you to like the video of his friend, and then all of a sudden the likes keep going up, and the kid's like freaking out. I was like, "What the fuck am I talking to?" And all the views are happening as you live. That was such an amazing moment.
Yeah. So when I was like in middle school, like 14, I would go on Omegle because Omegle's been around.
I didn't know that.
Forever.
Okay.
And so at the beginning of the pandemic, I'm like, okay, well, I can't talk to anyone in real life.
Yeah.
So at the beginning of the pandemic, I started making like Omegle videos.
Yeah.
And then it got popular on TikTok. And so it's so annoying because I'm like, it's not that annoying, whatever.
But that's why people are on it now.
I mean, no. Just because of like COVID and whatever. And now it's become like a trend to talk to people on Omegle. But it is interesting the way that other people approach it because some people are mean. It's very easy to be like super mean on Omegle.
I can see that.
Because there's so many weirdos.
Just
I'm a weirdo for going on. I'm 25. I'm alone in my house. I'm talking to strangers. Like, it's a weird place to go.
Yeah.
But some people are like so mean and it makes me uncomfortable. I just try and like get to know
I love your approach on it.
person.
I love it. But then you go to like a young girl and you're like, oh my God, are you too young to be on it? Then there's some other creep shit after that. And then the one guy that kind of flipped on you because you said I'm hanging up, and he's like, that's the way women and men. He just started getting crazy with you.
I talked to an incel on Omegle. I didn't know that he was an incel.
You know what that
an
is?
incel is?
And now
those like gamer dudes.
Okay.
It's like, well, not always gamer dudes, but it's like the dudes who are like on Reddit and their whole life is around Reddit, and like women need to be submissive and women don't hook up with me, and so now I'm involuntarily celibate.
Yeah,
they call them.
He got crazy on her, man. It was crazy. Like, don't hang up. Like,
we were like just jamming. We were having a good time at first. We're like singing songs.
He had a guitar.
Like,
that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go. And he's like, yeah, classic, typical woman leaving after you get what you want. It was scary.
That was pretty scary to have that like kind of film too as well. I was like, oh shit. Max, anything weird happen on there for you yet? Or anything now?
No, because all I do is just like, yo, you surf? And like, no, I was like, just skip.
Okay.
I just want to talk about surfing.
So you could just skip them.
Yeah.
It's easy.
Yeah.
Nothing weird pops up in your shit.
So,
I mean, it's what you make of it.
Yeah.
So they didn't know who they're talking with?
No, like random people. A lot of people from New Zealand or Australia or like literally all over America.
You're so calm. This is like a totally different person than yesterday.
My finger is throbbing. So
why don't you explain your fingers? I was going to blow it up on here and tell you what happened to your
finger. I just
finger.
fucked up my finger. Not as bad as yours, obviously, but...
Oh, sure. What happened to yours?
I was skating and then I fell and just
dragged it.
Sort of. Dragged it.
It's fucking worse. I had it too ripped up my fingernail.
Yesterday I was drinking like out of like I wasn't drinking. It was just a can. It was a tin can. It was
what was
frozen.
the tin can? Was it?
It was Liquid Death. I don't know if Liquid Death. You guys hurt me. I'm suing.
Okay, go ahead.
But it was just
it was exploded because it was ice.
It was exploded, but there was ice, and the can was still on. I was like, oh, I'm gonna be stupid. I'm gonna throw this on the floor, and it's gonna blow up, and it's gonna be ice everywhere.
Smash in the alley, right?
Yeah, and then there was like a slit on it, but I was like, nah, that's not gonna hit my finger. And I threw it, and it just sliced my finger open from the top to like the crease.
Right here, it's fucking disgusting, man.
And I wasn't screaming, I wasn't crying in the beginning just because I didn't look at it. And then when I looked at it, I started freaking out.
Was blood going everywhere? It was fucking...
Because then I looked at inside and I turned it around and I could see inside of my finger. You could see the fat. You could see like almost damn near the bone. Like it was so nasty. And I was like, I don't know where to go right now because of COVID, obviously. So I started.
You were more worried about the COVID than you were.
I was like, where the hell are we gonna go? And we were sitting there for 30 minutes while my dad was trying to figure it out. And then we took 30 minutes to drive there, obviously, because traffic. And then we got there. It was 10 minutes in, but then
No, how the line outside the ER at fucking
there's a line outside the ER.
That shit's scary with like the lawn chairs
like
waiting
a big
outside.
tent, like
that
a big
real,
COVID
like...
tent. And then we get inside, though, when we're done at the urgent care. And I'm waiting there for 2.5 hours. Not because of them, but I took them 45 minutes to numb my finger because I don't accept lidocaine. My body doesn't like take it.
Really? That's what they said?
That's what happened. And they were like we have to put more and more and more in. So, and then halfway through it, like we were on the 6th stitch, I think. And I just felt it, and I was like, wait, what's happening? Like, is it wearing off? And they're like, oh, this part didn't fully get numb yet. And they're just like, hold on to something. I was like, okay. And I felt like the thread go inside of my skin, and I felt them lift up the flap of skin and like put a needle inside and like sew it up. And I felt the whole thing was the worst pain of my life.
Really bad turn.
Anyway,
thanks for sharing that, Max.
Thank you,
Derek. You're back now.
Yeah.
Hurry up, Derek. We get this podcast rolling. We're talking to Allie now. You out? Okay, where you going? Be safe. Where you going? You safe? You good? I know. You good?
Very nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Be safe in the skating, Max, or how you getting around?
Come in there one time, selector.
All right, Max. Be careful in the streets, Max. Take care. I don't know where the fuck you're going with your one finger, but I really should know about that. Let's get back to Allie now. So we just told the story about Max's finger. Just open your shit, please.
Okay. Oh yeah, refreshing liquid death. Going down nice and smooth and refreshing.
I like the spring water better.
Me too. I love that shit.
The sparkling's good, but I like the spring.
That shit's bomb.
Like
it just tastes good in a can, man.
I like a party in my mouth sometimes, so
okay,
I go with the bubbling water.
Anyway, liquid death. You gotta work with Allie too. I'll make that happen after this podcast. Okay, so what are we getting into now? Let's go back to her.
Yeah.
Oh wait. So senior partying. I'm not sure what he wants to do to life, but she wants to do stand-up comedy. When was the first time you went on a stage or you wrote something that was funny that you thought was funny? I'm going to go try this.
So I was going to the Laugh Factory a bunch.
Wow.
And
that's no joke.
yeah, and I realized I wanted to do it. I just didn't know how because I was 17 and I'm like, I don't know how to write a joke.
Wow.
I don't know how to get on stage. Like I was so naive to everything. And so I asked one of the comedians after he got off stage and I was like, what do I do?
Yeah.
He was like, come back here. They have an open mic at the Laugh Factory on Tuesdays. It's okay that you're 17.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah,
Like
he
Max
was like,
doing that shit. That's crazy.
Wow.
Same age.
Yeah,
Wow.
get him a job.
yeah, he was like, just go home and write whatever you think is funny, like 3 to 5 minutes of material.
Wow. Have you written anything before that or?
No. But I was like so inspired after that I was like, okay, so I run home.
So what do you write at 17?
Oh my God, the worst. Like not even, couldn't even, I mean, I could tell you, but like, it's painful.
I'd love to hear
Do you
it.
practice in the mirror in your room? Like you practice? Like
When I first did it, I like wrote it all out as if it was like a monologue, like a speech. Like I'm writing it out word for word, waiting for the applauses where I imagine they're gonna go. Standing ovations, all of that, and then I just practice in the mirror.
Wow.
Yeah, because I'd never gotten up before, so I'm like, I need to hear myself do it out loud. And then I waited in line at the Laugh Factory, and I went up.
You went by yourself there?
Yeah.
That's
Oh my
fucking
God.
gangster as fuck.
Yeah.
I'm a loner, you
I
know?
love that.
Like,
Right,
I was
yeah.
a social butterfly in school, but like, I like being alone.
I love that.
Like
Respect
once I
that.
got my car, I was like, I'm doing lunch in my car.
Nice.
Cool.
Okay,
Yeah.
I get it.
Like I like doing things on my own. So
Okay.
I'd drive up to LA on my
That's
own.
awesome.
I'm very independent. And
17-year-old girl driving to LA to Laugh Factory. This fucking
Wow.
yeah, so I did it. It was so bad. I was shaking the whole time. It was awful. I was like, I can't do that again.
How was the response?
I mean, it was like all other open micers in the audience.
Okay.
So it's like,
Did you hear some laughs?
yeah.
Okay.
But it's like everyone's just waiting to go up.
Mm.
And the Laugh Factory is a weird place to do your first open mic because it's a lot of like tourists or people who just want to try it once.
Okay.
So it's not like the best
Right.
open mic crowd.
Yeah, so you did it and you were nervous, you were shaking, it wasn't all that, and then after you did it, you were like, fuck this, or I'm gonna
No, it was like, I
get
know,
better.
I was like, I know I'm going to do it again, but that was so nerve wracking and painful that like, I just don't know when or how I'm going to do it again.
Did your parents know you doing that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Super supportive.
It was supportive of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then I go to college.
Yeah.
I'm telling everyone I'm going to be a comedian. I'm like,
What
I did
college?
one
I'm sorry,
open
what
mic.
college again?
I'm going to do it. I went to a shitty college in San Diego called Cal State San Marcos.
Okay.
They
All
let
right.
anyone in. Animals, people.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hope you guys aren't listening. Or if
I
you are,
hope they are.
If you are, step
Alumni
your shit
there.
up.
Yeah.
Step your shit up.
No, it was
Okay.
the perfect school for like figuring out what else you wanted to do besides school.
Yeah.
So then I come back home. I do a drop-in improv class because I'm like, that'll make me feel more comfortable on stage.
What does that mean, dropping improv class?
Like, you know how there's like improv classes?
Yeah.
You can like drop into one to see if you
Okay.
like it. So it was just like a one-time class that I
Okay.
took, and I left early because my meter was expired, and I went down the street to get coffee because I'm like, that's what LA people do. They get coffee.
Yes.
Totally.
So I go to this coffee shop, and the coffee shop down the street is having an open mic, and I'm
Oh.
like, this is a sign.
Definitely. Wow.
So I was like, okay, I got to do this open mic because it's the whole point of what I'm trying to do. So I just used the jokes that I wrote from like that year and a half ago. I did the open mic, and that was like a real open mic where there's like actual comedians trying to do stand up.
Yeah.
And so they all helped me out. They were like, I was like, this is my first open mic, and everyone's like, this is the website you go to. It has a list of all the actual open mics. And so that's when I started.
It's awesome.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so right after that moment, you were like, "This is." I'm
ever
hooked.
since that night, yeah, I just started doing open mics every single night.
Is there like a rhythm that you get into when it comes to your writing process of coming up with material or content? There's no.
Is it just
no?
real life things?
Yeah. It's kind of like an evolving process. Like at first, I feel like I was just trying to come up with anything because I had no, I'm going from nothing. So I'm trying to come up with anything that I think could be funny.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of it is dog shit, but I'm just trying to put anything onto paper.
Right.
And then once you start kind of getting the flow of it, then I don't know. I feel like my writing now is just funny stories that I tell my friends, or like if I'm catching up with someone and they laugh at something I say, I'm like, oh, maybe that's more evolved, because then it feels like your comedy is a conversation rather than like here's what I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right.
So did your friends see you at the very beginning? Just say, hey, I did this thing. You should come check me out.
Oh yeah.
Like supportive and stuff.
Yeah. I had friends who would like show up, which now looking back is really painful because it was so bad that now I imagine they still picture those first few shows I did as like what I'm still doing, but they're still supportive, so they'll come out to shows now and they see like the progress and like they see the growth, so I guess it's kind of cool in some ways.
Yeah,
Oh,
super
definitely.
cool.
Yeah.
How soon into your career did Joe Rogan like see you or hear about you?
Yeah, so when I was like a year and a half into stand-up, I started doing this like podcast at the Comedy Store that was hosted by...
You were a semi-finalist on that, right? You were semi...
No, that was a different thing.
Okay.
Yeah. But I started doing this podcast at the Comedy Store, and the guy who hosts the podcast is one of Joe's openers.
Okay.
And so I think he was just telling Joe about me. Like, there's this new girl, super funny, like young, talented, like bright future ahead of her. And so I think he just like told Joe about me so much that eventually Joe was like, let me watch her,
Okay.
And so I would say it was about 3 or 4 years into stand-up that Joe saw me. And he had me do guest spots for him locally at the Ice House in Pasadena.
That's
and I got
awesome.
to do 4 shows with him, and I was like, this is the craziest.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like 4 years in, getting to do...
Was that like a big moment for you? That's like...
Oh, yeah.
Not like I made it, but like, holy shit, like I'm...
Yeah, I mean, nothing ever feels like I've made it. But it was definitely like a huge bookmark moment of like, this is a crazy experience.
How was your stand up until that point? Were you building like do you build like a crowd, like how we build like a fan base for music? Is there like people that always come still see you every time you do it, like when you're first starting out?
No, especially not when you're first starting out.
Okay.
But there's fans. There's definitely like people who I've noticed who've been around for like a really long time, because like maybe I'll post something and they'll reference something I've said a long time ago, and so that's cool. People who've been around for a while. But I think definitely being working with like bigger comics helps out with that.
Yeah,
because
totally.
then
Put your name
new
out there.
people. Yeah, for sure.
It's like you opening up for like a bigger band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know you're playing. That's
Totally,
awesome.
yeah.
So, I'm sorry, I'm pausing for a second.
Jesus
That's okay.
Christ.
Sorry, dude. so then you go on the road with Joe Rogan, basically, right? Like you go around the States with him.
A little bit, but he kind of has like a kind of like a rotating cast of openers,
Revolving door,
which is nice because then it's like, it's not the same each
Right.
show. So it's like if he's having me, because I wouldn't, so he'll headline, he'll do like 45 minutes he would do longer. He'd do like an hour or so. And then he'll have like 2 featuring acts or 1 featuring act. So it'll be like either Tony Hinchcliffe or Andrew Santino or Ian Edwards. And then if he's taking me out, then I'm just doing a quick opening set, 10 minutes.
Yeah.
But it's fun because then I get to either be with like Ian or Andrew or Tony.
Yeah.
And it's a totally new experience every time.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's kind of nice being on my toes because it's not guaranteed, you know? People
Yeah.
will be like, when are you opening for Joe again? I'm like, I have no idea.
Yeah.
Which is kind of great because then it's like, it's not like I don't know. I feel like you can get stale if you're always.
Yeah, I can see that.
You kind of see that happening with some people. They get comfortable, especially
Right,
with
getting
someone as big
comfortable.
as Joe. You kind of, I think a lot of people would feel like they made it at that point.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I want to be the one headlining.
You wanna
Like,
be
I
Joe,
want to
yeah.
be the one
Right.
doing arenas. You know, I want the people to come out to see me.
Were you working like shitty jobs while you were doing all this stuff?
Oh
Like-
my God, yeah.
Oh boy.
Oh my
Let's get
God.
into it. What type
So
of
the whole
jobs
time
are
you're
you
doing the stand-up, you're going back and working.
A lot of food service
Are you living on your own?
jobs.
A lot
Like when did you move out of your house? Like you were living on your own then, or?
I was living with, I kind of switched off living with my parents
Yeah.
for the first year, and then I was living with my aunt, and I was kind of like couch surfing at other
Yeah.
comedians' houses. And once I crashed my car and stuff, it was difficult to keep going back and forth. So I found a place, my friend who was doing stand-up, there was a room that was opening up in his house, and just kind of worked out. I moved in there. Actually, the day that I got sober, it was the day after Halloween. And so I've been there for like over 5 years
That's awesome.
at that house. Yeah. So, yeah, I was living at my place. What's up?
Max, you out of here?
You need money?
do you need money?
Yeah, that was a sure sign. The old
Yeah,
wallet
I'm like,
out.
yeah, I'm like,
we
you like 400. I don't got any more.
I know. Where you
Wow.
going? Where you going? You good?
Yeah, I'm out.
what are you trying to get for Christmas?
I didn't want anything. I honestly just wanted.
I got him some. I'll say it on the
You know what's
podcast
funny?
with
I
it.
just wanted some good surfing, and I got that good surfing. There's supposed to be a great 10-foot swell. Fuck, I can't.
Come on, man.
10-foot swell, and I was supposed to surf that this weekend, and now
Yeah.
I can't extend my arm all the way because then it's sharp pains hits the
Oh, because it like stretches the
it
skin.
stretches it, and then
Are you going on a sympathy date now, or?
no.
Okay.
Sympathy date. Wow.
I feel the stitches. It was gnarly.
Yeah.
All right, be safe out there on the streets.
Rest up, man. Rest up, bro.
I'm gonna talk about your gift right now that I didn't get you yet. It's coming though.
I'll listen to this afterwards.
No, you won't. We'll kick it out here. Okay, back to Allie. Get out of here, Max.
Yeah, man. God.
What were
Oh
we
yeah,
saying
but I was
before?
working a bunch of shitty jobs.
Yeah.
I was working at a lot of restaurants, getting fired from a lot of restaurants. And then I was working at a movie theater. When I first moved out here, I was working at ArcLight.
I always
Oh,
thought that
shit.
would be cool to work at a movie.
Which
It's
theater.
ArcLight? The
awful.
one on
It's-
Sunset?
Hollywood, yeah.
Oh shit! Wow.
Yeah,
God.
no, it's all. I mean, it's nice getting to watch free movies, but that place, it's like one of those jobs where it's like we don't care about you, just like do the job.
Yeah.
Hence the attitude of some people that
Facts.
going
Oh, yeah.
there. I
Facts.
was like, wow, this
Yeah.
person's
That
very
place
bitter.
sucks to work at.
I'd rather
Well,
stick.
okay,
I'd
now
rather
I-
go to the Grove, man. It's like low pro, but I like ArcLight for some of the shit.
I think it's the same company,
Oh
the
shit!
Yeah.
same
okay.
like, major company who
Think
does
so.
the Grove and ArcLight.
I had a really
Pacific Theater Group.
yeah. That's what it
Yeah.
is.
Yep.
I mean, not to get like sad on the podcast, but I did have this vision the other day that movie theaters weren't never going to open up, and it's just all going to be on TV streaming, and we might have movie theaters anymore.
That's
No, they
how-
have to come back.
I know it's
Yeah,
just,
they're
but it's
coming.
but like when it's so much money. Imagine the rent at ArcLight right now that nobody's even going.
Yeah,
in
but
there.
it's such an expensive company. People spend so much money there. They're going to be fine.
Okay.
it'll be good.
I'm sure they'll close down maybe like smaller locations, but I feel like ArcLight Hollywood will be okay.
So I used
I
to
don't
go-
feel bad for them.
I just go
don't
to
feel
movies
bad
like
for
3
them.
times. Like this is a big movie house. We go to movies like 3 times a week. That was our shit. And like
Oh, yeah.
I just can't imagine even going back at this point.
Oh,
you
it's
know what
gonna
I mean?
happen. It will happen.
Okay.
We'll be back. We'll be back.
So yeah, you work in. You know what sucks? Like when you work in a job, but you have visions of something way beyond that job,
Oh yeah.
music
Yes.
or
Yeah.
being a comedian, and then you really can't focus on any of the shit. You're just trying to make it through the day so you can go home and work on the thing you really love. You know, that's just frustrating, man.
Well,
Can
and
be
then at a certain point, I started getting like recognized at work, and that's an even worse
Ooh.
feeling when you're serving chicken wings and someone's like, "Oh, I think I saw you open for Joe," and you're like, "Fuck."
Oh shit.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
a very humbling experience.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
That is.
Yeah.
Yeah. A couple years ago when my band was on maybe I don't know what year it was. I took a job at Golden Voice out here. It was like my first job since my band started in the 90s.
Okay.
Just
I didn't
because
know
we had
this.
like a 7-year hiatus where
7 years.
would I not making music? We were playing
Wow.
anyway.
Okay.
I started working there, so I started loading gear and setting up gear. And people were like, "Why are you carrying my gear for people who let me touch their gear?" My band opened up for your band. I'm like, so that's good. I'm working. I have a kid now. Like it was a different life, but
Yeah.
like you're saying, like shit like that. It's kind of like it is
That
like a
definitely
reality.
humbles you. Yeah,
Um,
it is reality. No
But it was
doubt.
good because
Yeah.
I kind of, I don't know. I just realized, I think the first few jobs I had, I thought that I was better than the job and bigger
Right,
than the job.
right. Yes.
And, you know, maybe I was, but it didn't mean I had to be like a shitty, bad attitude employee.
This is so true.
And I think my fear was that if I did a good job, then it would mean that I wouldn't be successful. Like,
Yeah.
I felt like I had to be a shitty employee so people would take me seriously outside of there.
Wow. Right. Yeah.
So now you're a full-time comedian where you don't have to worry about shit like that.
Yeah. I mean, I still get nervous, especially with COVID and stuff, because I'm not really working that much.
I
so
know.
It gets a little bit scary, but I know... That's the thing is, like, I don't think I'm bigger than working a job again.
Yeah.
And I think, like, I don't need to work in food service. I could have, like, a low-key job on the side that no one would have to know about.
Yeah, totally.
But, yeah, I mean, when I was working at that chicken wings place and starting to, like, get recognized, I got a job also, like, babysitting / nannying for this one family. And I kind of got to transition out of the food service. And I was like, I'm never going to work in food service again. That's done.
Yeah.
And then I was working for this kid. And it was nice because then I just got to hang out with this adorable child and do comedy at night. And
That's awesome.
Make some money here and there.
Yeah.
And then once I started touring, I was like, okay, I can't babysit anymore. My schedule doesn't work with that. And yeah, then I got to just do stand. And it sucked because right before COVID was like my first headlining tour.
Damn.
And then I was like literally in Denver on my second weekend touring. I had to leave the day after my first show because COVID started. They were talking about the LA lockdown, and I'm like, I have no idea what that means. Like, am I going to get stuck in Denver? Like,
scary.
So I just canceled my shows, went home.
Damn.
But I feel like COVID, I hasn't been awful for me. I feel like luckily I had my podcast and I had a decent following on Instagram, so I could like still keep up with what was going on.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to when I travel again because I don't think it will have affected me too harshly.
I mean, we saw you just stand up live twice, and it was awesome. The outdoor vibes, it was everybody spaced out. Like that was cool.
Really funny.
Well,
This
in
shit
LA
works.
is like when I first started doing stand up, I was hosting an outdoor show, like a backyard show with my friend Cody, and LA's always been like an outdoor show place because the weather's so nice here. So once we started doing outdoor shows because of COVID, I'm like, this is not that big of a deal.
Yeah. You were on a rave cruise?
Oh my God,
Doing
at the very beginning of the year, right before COVID.
Yeah, I heard that was kind of crazy, no?
So
rave
fun.
Cruise?
She was on a rave cruise.
Were people just going off?
And so
Yes.
is that something where you do
I've
you
heard
stand up every night on the cruise?
No, I was booked to do 3 shows on the cruise, and it was like a 5-day cruise.
Wow, man.
I've heard. I mean, you can tell me
That
from
sounds
people that
fucking
work
scary.
on those cruises. They've always told me the rave parties and electronic parties, people go off the worst, like
It's
destroy.
They probably go off the side of the ship
They
too.
destroy the ship, like just
Really? More than a
chaos.
fucking punk show?
yes, more than
Wow.
rock.
Well, it's a 24-hour party. Because it's,
go.
you know, the lineup, it's ongoing. Everyone's performing
Yeah.
throughout the entire day.
I got stressed thinking about it already.
Yeah.
Was that
but
crazy?
it's nice because I've heard that there's like other rave, because there's different rave companies.
Are you a
or-
rave fan?
No.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
didn't
wasn't
think
until
so.
this cruise, and then I
Wow.
got into it. I was like, I like this.
Are
Okay.
people doing mad drugs on this?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
But I was on like a very respectful. This was like everyone was considerate. It was all good vibes. No
Okay.
one was being like an asshole or
Disrespectful.
like
That's good.
ruining things. Like everything was very community and like fun, and it didn't feel like a shit show.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
It was
right.
a good shit show.
all right.
So
But
this-
I've heard of other rave cruises where
Right.
people just like go way too crazy.
Yeah.
So what month is this? Right before?
January.
Wow. Holy
January.
shit.
Yeah, and so
Damn.
then
If you got stuck on that ship,
Some
you
people
would
did-
be
I would've-
so.
Some people did after that.
yeah,
on
I
cruises,
know.
they were
That's what I'm
stuck in that
saying. It's
shit.
just like.
I would have
my
been stoked to
God.
be stuck on that rave cruise.
You would?
That would have been a good group of people to be stuck with.
What
Everyone's
about
so
when they stop fiending? When they're like, we have no more drugs.
Right.
What are we gonna do?
rave people are so crafty that I'm like, if I was stuck with anyone, I would want it to be with them. They know
Wow.
what they're
You
doing.
can make some shit happen. Yeah.
Yeah.
All
Did
right.
you make some friends? You met some people. Like,
Yeah.
People? That's
yeah,
cool.
definitely. But yeah, I was definitely skeptical going into it. I'm like, who the fuck goes to see comedy on a rave cruise? And it ended up being so fun. And then I got to do shows in Florida after because it left out of Miami. And that's where I met Anthony.
Yeah. You said there was something happened at some bar in Key West. Some like weird.
Oh my God.
What happened?
Okay, so
Some
I met Anthony through
Anthony
our
Moore.
mutual Anthony Moore. I met him through our mutual friend Shaw. Shaw Smith is a comedian in Florida. He's a degenerate. I love him, but he's a mess. Like, it makes no sense how I met Anthony through Shaw, because Anthony is put together. He respects himself.
Totally.
He takes very good care of him. Like, he just cares about things.
100%.
Shaw gives zero fucks about anything.
Okay.
You know, like, he's a full-on degenerate.
And he booked your shit out there?
And so, yeah, Shaw was like, you're going to be in Florida. Let's do a show in different cities each night. So I'm like, sounds good. So we started in, I think the first night was Key West. And we went to a clothing optional bar called Garden of Eden.
Excuse me. So, okay.
Clothing
so
optional.
People, oh my
People
God.
are half
I can
naked,
only
fully
imagine.
naked, fully clothed.
Oh, man.
And it was the weirdest experience of my life.
Focus on your set with.
Well, I wasn't performing there. We went there,
Jesus.
I think, like the night before. No.
Okay,
We were just
all right,
there
all
to
right.
have a good time. Because I'd heard about it, and I was like, I need to go.
I never even heard of that in my life. Holy shit.
Wow.
It was crazy. I
Was
saw
it?
some nasty stuff.
I'm sure.
Because they tell you, like, to be respectful, don't do anything, you know,
Yeah.
no sex or anything. And then you're just watching nasty stuff. And there was a full moon that night. So now me and my friend are like, oh, whenever we see a full moon, we'll never forget about Garden of Eden.
It's called Garden of Eden, the place?
Garden of Eden.
Holy shit.
Yeah. And then I met Anthony in Miami.
Yeah.
I think.
Not at the Garden of Eden.
Not at the Garden of
no,
Eden.
no,
That would have
All
been a much more bonding experience.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah.
Anthony, yeah.
I feel like that. There's no way that I met Anthony only at the beginning of this year. I feel like it was this. Yeah.
Yeah.
It feels like a lifetime ago.
It really does, right?
Yeah. I feel like I've been friends with Anthony for like years.
So it was January, right? It's the last time I toured. This last time. Where were you in January?
That
was before the lockdown,
I was
too.
on a cruise too, on a Kiss cruise.
What?
Whoa.
In January?
Yeah, right before January.
You guys performed on there?
No, I was just hanging out we're actually filming for Highway to Hell.
Okay.
My show. So we went on the Kiss cruise, and Tanya, who's a co-host on the show, was playing bass with Steven Adler.
Yeah.
Who used to play in Guns N' Roses. So she was playing with his band on the Kiss cruise, and I stayed for 5 days on that craziness.
That's so fun.
That seemed like it'd be more tame, like more older.
It was definitely
adult
tame.
contemporary.
Absolutely. Kids, families
Really?
from around the world. Kiss fanatics.
Whoa.
Makeup, Kiss 24 hours being played, people trading and just bonding over.
Yeah, very different vibe than the
Very
rave
different.
cruise. There were furries on my cruise.
What is that?
What's a furry?
You don't know what a furry is?
No, we're old, man.
I
People
know.
who dress up in like full fur costumes.
Okay.
Like real fur?
Not real fur, but like they're expensive.
Like,
Yeah,
fuzz,
I
like
was
characters, like
like,
fuzzy characters, or
well, I think
I'm just trying to
the
get my head
furry
around
on my
this.
cruise was like a wolf.
okay.
Okay, I like this.
They're typically
I
like
where this is
animal
going.
characters. So it's like wolves, kittens.
The wolf is very intriguing. Like I would love to see like a type of Teen Wolf character roaming the ship.
Imagine being fucked up and then seeing that on the.
I would. That's what I'm saying. I would
That's
love
scary.
to.
That'd be fucking-
It would
Crazy.
be kind of.
I wonder how many
intrigued.
people go overboard on those things. Like just, like literally fly off the side of the boat.
I don't
Get
think
so much trouble for that shit.
I don't think many, if all any. I've never heard of anyone.
Wow, is that like the weirdest thing you did as far as touring wise?
Definitely. Yeah, one of them.
Yeah, that's
one of
fucking-
them for sure.
What's the
I would
other
do it again in
Yeah.
a heartbeat.
What's the other one?
Like doing private shows can be weird.
Private
Yeah.
shows.
Is
What
it
does
like
Yeah,
that-
like
what
when
does that
people, like rich people, like have shows.
Okay, that's weird.
For like, their friends or something. That can always be like a weird vibe because
That
you don't
can-
know like
yeah.
what.
You need security with you. You should bring
Yeah,
Derek. Bring,
hell yeah.
Bring Derek with you and
That
just
would
fucking
be
stand there and
hilarious.
shit.
Oh yeah,
That's fucking scary. We're up to somebody's fucking private crib and shit, and then.
I would have all sorts of like weird things that could happen.
And so is it just you, or is there other performers when you do
Typically like other performers.
that? Okay, so
Okay.
you have like a crew of other comedians you're with chilling
Yeah,
with.
it's
Yeah.
not just
Yeah.
like you
Or,
solo.
like-
Like, I want you to come to my house.
Yeah,
and
no,
do
I
it."
would not do that.
Yeah, okay.
Corporate events. shit
Wow,
like
okay,
that.
okay.
All that stuff.
Do you
is
book the
weird.
shit yourself, or you have like a manager?
Manager.
Okay, cool.
Agent. Yeah.
Nice,
Yeah, wow, man.
But I'm still at the level where like people will hit me up on the side.
Yeah, of
Oh,
course.
your
I'm
DMs,
sure.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You must have some
Wow.
crazy DMs.
Oh, definitely. People are crazy. People
Yeah.
are so weird.
I
People have no shame online with what they
None.
say.
Yeah.
right.
That's just
I
crazy
want to
put
like
shit in
put them
writing
on
and
blast.
That's what I'm saying.
But then
dude.
then somehow I'm the bad guy and I'm like,
Snitch.
you're saying weird
No,
stuff.
I love. I think that's hilarious. Some of the things that people say, but terrifying at the same time.
Yeah.
I hear you, Mike, talking about it too, and I was asking Max too. What is hot girl shit?
Real hot girl shit. Megan Thee Stallion.
I know that is. Yeah. I know.
Yeah, so she has a song where she goes, real hot girl shit.
Okay.
It's like a trend. This is like how everything happens.
But you're young, so I don't know about this. But yeah, I saw her on
have an idea
SNL.
what
She
it
killed it
means.
on SNL. That's when I
She
saw her
was
recent
great,
SNL.
yeah.
She's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what does that mean? Like, what is that?
It's just like you're just doing your thing,
Okay.
and you happen to be a hot girl.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like anything is real hot girl shit
Okay.
if you believe in yourself.
All right.
Okay.
Drinking this iced coffee, real hot girl shit.
Could I be
So it's
drinking this liquid death and real hot?
It's
No.
more of like a women empowerment.
Yeah, it's
thing.
empowerment.
I'm
They
gonna
say
put this-
confidence.
I mean, you
like,
could say it, but it's like not really gonna mean the same
Yeah,
thing.
Like-
I see your point.
like Lizzo. There's people who are like, this is
That-
me. This is who I am. I'm hot girl shit.
Yeah.
I
Like,
got it
it's
when
not
they were
a certain.
being said. I wasn't
It's not a certain look of a woman. It's all women.
feeling
equally.
confident.
Yes.
I'm a hot girl shit.
Right.
Okay, I respect. Is that so? That's like a TikTok thing.
Yeah. Well, because then like audio gets taken over by TikTok, and then people make videos using the audio.
So okay, TikTok.
All right, this is my question for you too, because I did do stand up, and I see you talk about this a lot. But is a lot of the shit you talk about in your stand, is a lot of that real life
Yeah.
shit?
Yeah. Everything.
So your poop
Your
game.
life
Like
situations.
when I saw you on Rogan, you talking about having to go to the bathroom, and then
Yeah, that was an accident. I didn't expect to start out on his podcast talking about pooping my pants.
yeah. But as a person who has poop issues throughout my life, and then seeing you on Rappaport's talking about how you all that meat for a week, and they had to take take 2 laxatives. It's so to hear a woman talk about pooping. It doesn't really happen that much. Like I've been married 25 years and I've never seen my wife poop. And
Wow.
That's probably why you're still married.
Yeah, never seen. And it's like, and for me, it's like, I was obsessed with Madonna growing up, and I was like, Madonna's like this thing up here, and I'm like, I could never see Madonna take a poop. Like I just with women in general. This I'm not generalizing women, but women aren't really talking about poop. It's a private thing.
There's probably a reason for that. I don't think I'm like brave by talking about it, and I don't think it's like a flattering quality. But sometimes you know.
But it's honest though, and I respect your honesty about it, because guys be sending, not me, but I know send pictures of their shit. I don't know, just guys do stupid shit.
Really?
Yeah.
I know 2 people that have done that.
Wow.
Like,
I know guys in group chats poop chats.
But you're pretty honest about it. I think that's, I don't know if that was a stick or something, but you're just honest about your shit. No pun intended.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think a lot of that also comes from being raised by my father, who's like, you know, just like a dude,
Right.
Yeah.
you know.
But I love that, because women really didn't talk about that. I'm like, the first, when I saw you do the stand up and then 2 different podcasts speaking about it, I was like, oh shit, she's on her shit game.
It's become a thing.
Yeah. But at least you're honest about it.
Well, I think it's like also now that I'm getting older, I noticed that like I used to be 2 years ago, I'd be able to eat burgers every single day and not be affected. And now I'm realizing like, oh, I need to like take better care of my body because it's starting to.
And she was eating meat like every day. Like,
Okay.
supporting
Oh, yeah,
a
you're
small
vegan,
place.
huh?
Yeah, we both are.
You both are vegan?
See you eating this food like every single day. And
Yeah.
you're always posting your burgers and
That
shit.
burger spot has really good vegan burgers.
They do?
Yeah.
What's the place called?
What's it called?
Burgers 99. It's on
Okay.
La Brea. I'm
Burgers
going
99.
there after this.
Wow.
They got like an Impossible Burger, Beyond Burger or something.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
Have you ever tried a vegan burger?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're
Did
kind of
you-
hard to. Sometimes some places get it right. Some.
Yeah, I think she like an Impossible. If she is a meat eater, like that shit tastes so real.
But
Yeah, I'm
you're-
not opposed to it.
Yeah.
Right. So you say you notice you need to.
Yeah, just take care of my body. Like no one
You're
should
starting
be
to feel it.
eating. Yeah.
Okay.
Like it's hitting me, you
Okay,
know? Like
right.
I was constipated after that.
Right. I'm sure.
And
I'm
then my
sure.
body still to this day, I'm like, am I back to normal? Like I
Right.
can't tell.
No, you're absolutely. I mean, I believe in what you're saying. My guitarist went vegan pretty much for 2 weeks just to try it. You know,
Yeah.
he's not a vegetarian or vegan, and he came back to Brazil, started eating meat. It was the holidays, and he had to go to the hospital.
Yeah.
Oh
because he
shit!
couldn't.
Really?
It was really stuck in him. Like it was hard for him to digest. His
Yeah.
body.
Well, I never. That's because we haven't eaten meat in a long time.
Right.
Do you get pissed when you accidentally eat meat? Do you have like an identity crisis?
I
Not
don't.
an identity crisis, but I've bitten into something before. My wife did. My wife did this spot down the street. I'm not gonna say
Okay.
their name because we went there every fucking day. And then they gave her a real burger and she bit into it and she spit it out and she's like, "We're fucking out of here." We never went back. But like, it was supposed to be a vegan burger, but it's a real burger. She was just pissed. She's not like, "I'm not a vegan no more," but that just sucks when like
Yeah.
people can't get the shit right. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
I've
I've had it before. Biting like a cheese pizza was real. Like, fuck.
I've been like extremely violent where I wanted to hurt somebody for doing that.
Jesus.
Like I thought they were doing this intentionally, like either to be funny, and then I realized it
That's
was a
fucking
mistake.
mean, man.
And then in my back of my head, it's like, just take it down a notch.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm all right.
Yeah.
It's like overreacting.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Or you beat yourself up about it, mean?
Yeah, I stopped being. I was like, they made a mistake. It's not my lifestyle.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm falling back into like I'm gonna have a stack of ribs, or
Yeah.
anything like that. It was just.
Would you ever
mistake
try
by
being
somebody.
vegan?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Yeah.
Some guy keeps messaging me because I posted. I ate a McRib the other day,
Wow.
and this guy was like, "You're fucking disgusting. How could you eat a fucking animal like that?" I'm
Wow.
like, first of all, this is like half yoga mat. I wouldn't think about this as like really being that, whatever. But
Yeah.
I don't like that aggression
Yeah.
from
Neither do I.
either way,
Yeah, me either.
I'm not opposed to I don't mind. When I was younger, I tried to be like vegetarian for a little bit. I don't know if it was for attention or if I cared. But I like was so ignorant. I'm like, I asked my dad, I remember being like, are beans vegetarian?
Okay.
I like just didn't. I'm like,
Right.
what is
Yeah.
animal product? What's not?
Some beans aren't.
Vegan is hard.
Yeah.
It's hard because there's so much like dairy or like animal product in small ways. You have to like be so diligent about what you're eating, which I think there's something respectable about that because you're really paying attention to what you're eating.
Yeah.
I'm just so impulsive
Yeah.
and like if I want Takis, I want Takis.
Yeah.
Mm.
She's young though, man.
No, but I no, it's interesting to hear what you say because it's actually, I felt the same way at first, It's
Yeah.
just like I'm going to eat what I want to eat. I mean, just like, there's so much to eat out there now. There's so
Yeah.
many options.
Yeah.
So, I'm always exploring.
There's
You
so
know.
many.
And I think it's probably easier to be. I mean, I'm sure I'm saying all the things that like people who don't want to be vegan say to not be vegan, Like I never eat at home, and
Right.
it does add up when you're trying to be aware of what you're eating. Like a McRib, $5, and you're filled up. You
Does
can
it come with fries?
no, but unless you do a meal, I think.
It's
you
$5
can.
for a McRib.
No, I don't know how much it is.
I was like, wow, that's kind of.
My mom was just telling me yesterday, it was like, you loved Happy Meals as a kid. I don't remember even getting fucking
I
Happy
loved
Meals.
Happy Meals.
I guess
as
I
a
liked it in
kid.
the 80s, yeah, for sure.
I was just like.
How long have you guys been vegan?
No, I haven't eaten meat since 1988.
Whoa.
Yeah, I haven't eaten
Meat or fish?
since I was 15. So
85? No, 80. You're longer than me, probably, yeah.
Did you
Yeah.
start being vegan from like straight edge?
Yeah,
Culture?
I did. Straight as vegetarian from that. That wasn't from you from listening to those bands?
yeah, it was.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
from
yeah.
that culture and
Yeah.
listening, but also
punk
like
rock,
reading
yeah.
certain books. And I was like, you know what? Fuck this. I don't believe it. Nothing will change if I become a vegan or vegetarian. Let me try it out and
Yeah.
see. Like I was challenging myself, like,
Yeah.
let me see if something happens. And then after a few weeks and after a month, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to keep it this
Feeling
way.
better, right?
Yeah.
I was like, yeah. I mean, after it took a month, though, I was really miserable the first month.
Yeah.
Honestly, I was like suffering.
Yeah, I can't
Yeah.
imagine
You know,
I take a laxative to go to the bathroom. That's never happened
I
in
had
my whole life. dude.
Definite issues
You did
with
too?
digestion. I had serious issues of just thinking about it.
Yeah.
Like my head was just like wrapped around like I need meat, like having dreams
Really?
about it.
Well, 'cause you get the
smelling it,
cravings,
craving
yeah.
it. My mouth to be
I imagine
watering.
it's similar to like alcohol, where
Yeah.
at
Yeah.
first you're
Absolutely.
like, "Am I gonna do this forever? Like, the fuck? Like, I'm never gonna have a
Yeah.
McRib again." Like,
Yeah.
but then eventually, the longer you go without it, the more you're like, "Oh, this is just normal."
Yep.
Yeah.
But I've had times where I've accidentally sipped alcohol.
Really?
Yeah. And then you're like, "Fuck."
Do you freak out about that since you're sober? Is that kinda-
Yeah.
You didn't
trigger
drink like
something.
an entire like.
No, I'm not like, "Oops, it tastes like alcohol." Go 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 go. Oopsie daisies.
But it bums you out. You're like, fuck.
Yeah, but like at my birthday a couple years ago, I think me and my friend ordered the same drink, but she added like a little mini bottle to hers, and then it looked the same, so I like picked up the drinks, took a sip, and realized it was alcohol, and then I just like spit it out, and I'm like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, doesn't count
Like,
as
I'm-
not being
Yeah.
No,
you're
But I think
sober.
one time I ate like a dessert that had alcohol in it,
and you were.
but I thought it was
fucked
like
up.
cooked out,
Yeah.
and it was one of those things where you like because I hadn't drank it in a certain amount of time and I like kind of was aware of it, I was like, oh, like I'm fucked up. Like, can I even drive? But there's like what? Like it's like a kombucha at that point.
Kombucha,
you know?
totally.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, this alcohol that cooks out of shit, that freaks me out too sometimes. I can't eat
Really?
that. Yeah. I'm like, I
Wow.
can't have alcohol if it's
Yeah.
in there. But it does burn out most of the time.
Yeah.
Most of the time. But then sometimes
good.
you're like aware of it and you're like, fuck, am I getting
Is
turned
it
up right
tiramisu?
now?
Like what is
Yeah,
it?
Tiramisu.
Fuck,
That's
I
what
knew
it
it. That's
was.
what it is. It has
Yeah,
that
man.
shit in
Yeah.
there.
Stay away from that.
Yeah.
I want to talk about your skateboarding because I heard you started learning how to skate in this lockdown.
Yeah, during COVID.
Yeah, you got some tricks or no?
I can do an ollie, I can do a shove it, but
okay,
I kind of got burnt out though. Like
Why?
at first it was really fun because it was new and I was like trying to get stuff down, and then once I did the shove it, I'm like, ugh, am I really trying to like kickflip now and like do all this crazy stuff and fall? Like it hurts to fall.
I know,
and
but it's so fun trying though, isn't
I
it?
know, and it feels cool when you fall. I just got from that finger incident, my knee is super. Wait, where is it?
Oh shit, was that from skating?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Sam, so you're still at it.
Yeah. I mean, I like push around and I'll like
Yeah.
go to a parking lot, but I get super over it really quickly. I'll skate
Yeah.
for like 5 minutes and be like, what am I trying to do?
But it is, fuck man, it's like one of the best things ever in the world, man.
I love it.
I never got a kickflip though, but everything else more ramps and shit. You do tray flips or anything, or kickflips or shove-its? Shove-it's old school.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
old school one,
Mhm.
yeah.
I can do
You ever been
that.
to the barracks?
No, but I've been to the Nike skate park in the valley.
Oh,
that's
shit.
Some fancy
Yeah.
stuff.
I never heard of that actually. in the
Neither have
valley.
I.
Wow.
It's hidden.
If you ever want to go to the barracks, I got you. My wife runs the whole place.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Anytime
I would
you wanna go
love
there.
to.
You've been there before this,
Yes.
right?
I want to go.
Yeah, whenever you want.
It's
Let's go with
terrifying.
Chappelle.
Oh yeah, does he skate too?
Chappelle skates, yeah.
I would do it. We'll go by my wife's job.
Oh
That'd
my
be
God.
super
We'll go and
fun.
there's nobody there. It's like cruise around.
Oh, that'd
It's
be
easy.
so fun.
Yeah, that's like the
I hope there'll be
Mecca.
nobody there because it was really like
what?
overwhelming the last time we
Oh,
went. We were
that-
just like,
Oh yeah, last time we pulled up, they're like, come by. So we invited Cap and Soy and his family. We get there and P-Rod's in there filming a part.
There's
So we had to wait for like 40 minutes. Then we get sized all these pros. I just sat down.
crazy.
I got
people
intimidated.
Just doing
Yeah.
It's completely
I can't do
intimidating.
it,
I was
dude.
like, I'm just gonna sit this.
Like
one
I wear
out.
knee pads and shit. Nobody's wearing fucking
I must
pads.
have like
Yeah.
Like
helmet. And
that was it. But P-Rod was skating with my son. He's super nice. Like
He's super nice. I saw him at the
Yeah.
Nike skate park.
yeah, everybody's
he's
so
sponsored by
nice
them.
there.
Yeah.
He fucking
they were
kills
killing it. I was like, I'm just gonna sit this out.
Yeah.
You
It's
also,
fun to watch.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
also have like a deaf family member.
Oh yeah, my grandma was deaf.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you were
and
trying to learn how to sign language and
Yeah,
stuff.
at the beginning of COVID, I started taking. Well, I just YouTube like sign language classes. There's this dude Bill Vickers, and he's a sign language professor in the Bay Area who's deaf, and he makes these videos where you can learn sign language.
Wow.
And kind of like be a part of his class. And
cool.
yeah, so I was trying to learn sign language, and then I would go to like deaf meetups, and then COVID
saw
happened,
that,
and
yeah.
I kind of just because the classes on YouTube, the free classes only go so far, and it's hard when you're not like actually in the class to like
Yeah.
get a hang of it.
Yeah.
The deaf meetups were somewhat helpful, but then you feel bad because you're like sucking all of their time trying to like figure out if you're signing right or what
Yeah.
they're saying, and so
Yeah.
then I just kind of got burnt out. But I think I'm gonna start taking like courses, like
Yeah.
actual courses.
Is your grandma stoked about it?
She's dead.
Oh shit!
But she's
I'm
been dead
sorry.
for a long
Great,
time.
Toby.
No, she's been
sorry.
long. She died when she was like 94.
Okay,
Oh,
I'm
wow.
sorry.
No,
Live
it's
a
fine.
long life. That's great.
Long
yeah.
life. But it was one of those things where I was like, the reason I wanted to get back into it is because I never fully learned sign language. And I'm like,
Yeah.
that's kind of fucked up. That's like having, you know, a grandparent who only speaks Italian. And then you're like, I'm not learning Italian, you know? Like, I can get
Yeah.
by and kind of understand what you're saying. So I was like, oh, that would be like a nice thing. And I'm really
Yeah.
fascinated with like language.
Yeah.
I really like different languages. So I
Sign
feel
language
like
is
sign language is cool.
Fascinating.
Just-
I've seen
yeah.
that shows, like metal shows in Europe.
Yeah.
You know, you have this
Oh, and the
person on the
interpreter?
side. Yeah,
That's cool, man.
that's insane. Like they get
Yeah.
really into it. I'm like, oh my god, I want to make friends
Is this
with that person.
is that symbol at all in the mix for
I
that?
haven't had the chance to ask somebody like, is that truly the devil horns?
Oh,
like,
for
what
metal,
does that mean?
like when they're talking about
Sign
metal music
language.
and
It's
sign
I
kinda-
don't
language.
think this means anything.
Okay.
Yeah,
But this
okay.
means I love you. If you put your thumb out with the rock and roll sign.
Okay.
All right.
Rock and roll with the thumb out is I love you.
All right.
Yeah.
Nice. It's good
Fuck,
to know.
that's fucking yeah. I like to learn that too. My wife knows a little bit of that as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she speaks
Nice.
Spanish. She does that. Like I wish I picked up something like that on this lockdown.
Yeah.
To learn something.
Right.
You made banana bread. That's sick.
Mm-hmm.
You learn how
I
to cook.
love banana
You learned how to cook more on this.
I think a million people did at the same time too, because we were out of bananas for a long time.
There's a banana shortage,
Bananas and
A
toilet
banana
paper.
shortage, flour shortage,
toilet paper shortage.
baking soda shortage.
For real?
Yeah. At the very beginning, people were losing their mind. And yeast.
But
Yeah, they were all out of pasta. Now I have all
People
this
are
whole
baking bread.
grain, like gluten-free pasta
No
at
pasta.
home.
Yeah. All the
That's just the
vegetables and produce were always there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anything else like yeast, people are cooking a lot of bread.
Yeah, people were trying to
bread,
like
right?
go
Yeah.
into bunker life.
Yeah, completely.
It's
And I
weird,
was like,
right?
You guys
Yeah.
are on crack, man. There's so
Um,
much food waste in America.
Do you have any regrets in your life?
Probably, but also like who cares?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
That's
I
right.
love
Yeah,
that.
I mean, I think regret is healthy and
Yeah.
normal because it makes you realize, oh, I need to remember to just do the things that I want to do rather than, because you can look back on regret and think, what could I have done differently to not have regret? And then going forward, like learn from that.
Yeah.
But I feel like I don't have that many regrets.
Yeah. I
Um.
mean, you're doing what you love right now. Right?
What?
You're doing what you love right now.
Oh
right?
yeah, yeah, 100%.
Do you want to get married and have kids someday?
Yeah.
Really?
Awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
I also want to get divorced.
Okay.
I was just talking about this to my mom.
She
I
wants
was,
to try it all. Yeah.
yeah, I was telling my mom it's so fucked up because my parents got divorced when I was like 5.
5, right? Yeah.
So to me, I just can't picture myself being married to one person.
Okay.
Not that I see myself getting like remarried, but
Yeah.
I always just have
What
when
was the
people,
longest relationship you had?
my high school relationship,
How many years was that?
2.
And that feels like a lifetime in fucking high school.
And
for sure.
and it was like shitty because it was a high school relationship, so it was like just kind of like unhealthy, It wasn't like a real relationship, and I
Right.
don't think I really wanted to be in it for that long. But when you're in high school, you're like, I don't want to be alone. I don't want to hurt this person's feelings.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it was kind of like a weird situation, but I also. Yeah, I like, how some girls, like, they envision their wedding and the dress and the marriage and the house.
Yeah.
I, like, envision the marriage and then the, like, co-parenting. Like, I envision, like, raising the kids in, like, a 2-house
Oh
Okay.
my God.
family. It's fucked up.
Have you ever come close to finding somebody that like that since high school? Like a guy you
No.
want to be with? Wow.
No.
Are you picky?
Wow, really?
Are you picky?
Yes.
Ah, okay.
Because
There we go.
and I'm never giving it a full
Yeah.
chance. I'm always kind of 1 foot in, 1 foot out.
So you scared of
I see.
relationship kind
Oh,
of?
yeah.
I see.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm in-
now we're
Now we're
getting
getting
to the
deep.
core,
I'm
yeah.
incredibly...
What is it that scares you? about
Everything, all of it.
trust it, for
Trust, not so much. It's more so like being vulnerable and like being able to like fully give control to someone else.
Yeah.
Are you fully giving them control?
Yeah, but she
Well, in the sense of like giving them responsibility and like trusting them to do things.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like the balance of like, oh, can you do this for me or whatever,
She doesn't want
vice
to count on
versa.
anybody but herself. She's
Yeah.
always been like that.
I'm like, you're not going to get it done right. I'm going to have to do it myself. I never can just be like, I trust that you can do things.
Yeah.
Did you have an experience with an ex that was completely dropped the ball? Like,
No, I just-
gave you this trust and you fucked it up.
No.
No, but
I just
okay.
never think that people are going to do things
Wow.
right.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
I mean, think about going to LA by herself at 17 years old, going to do stand for the first time. She's always been like, likes to be by herself.
I get that. I wasn't sure if you had
I
like
love
an
that.
experience where somebody completely screwed you over. And
No.
you're like, never again.
Yeah. But then I'm like, is that so? I think I always have this spin on it of like, I need to change that about myself. And part of me is like, do I or can I be okay being kind of like a drifter in relationships? Like, do I need to be the person who like is love really the thing that we all need? Like, is marriage is like a partnership for long? I'm sure there's a balance.
Yeah.
Like, of course there's things that I should do just to be a more well-rounded and like open-hearted person, but I also think I can be really hard on myself and like, oh, something's wrong with me, and it's like, maybe I want to be domesticated, maybe I want to be the person.
Yeah.
I don't think I necessarily need to be like, all I don't know. I feel like I'm a different person when I'm in a relationship, and I don't like
You
that.
don't want to be that. Yeah. You
I want to be able to like be myself.
keep control of your life.
I think
too,
most
so.
people definitely want to be themselves in the relationship, comfortable.
Yeah.
In any relationship they're in, where you can be who you are.
But I never understood the people that like they meet somebody and the person's like and you get together with them, and then the person's like, okay, I love you, and I want you to change. It's like, no, this
That
is who I
happens
was
a
when
lot.
you met me.
Right. That happens
This
a
is who
lot,
I'm going to
I
be.
feel.
I'm not going to change for you. You fell in love with this person. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like that happens to a lot of people.
But there are people that will love you for all your, who you are, everything.
Yeah.
The good and the bad. That's difficult, but not. I think there's people that are.
You feel like you're just focused on your career and just focused on that right now and not worried about relationship?
Yeah, I mean that's why like when I am, because I just started seeing someone, so I'm like,
oh shit, okay.
yeah. So I'm like,
Hey.
I'm just trying to enjoy that and not
Cool.
overthink it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is hard. I'm an
Right.
overthinker. I'm overthinking
okay.
everything all the time. You
Yeah.
know, especially with Christmas, it's like they got me a
Oh,
gift,
man.
and so I'm like,
Yeah.
oh great, now I owe them something, or like
Right.
they expect, it's like I'm
Yeah.
overthinking. It's like, why can't I just take the fucking gift and be like grateful?
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
true. I understand that. I relate to that.
I get that.
I
Yeah.
saw when you did stand up, you were talking about how you were dating before this, like trying to date during COVID. It must be so fucking hard.
Kind of, but
Do you
I
have
don't
to like
know.
show a test result before you meet up or shit like that? or-
Depends on the other person, but I think it's
Wow.
also a good way of figuring out who you're a good match with. Because if
Yeah.
I'm someone who's super COVID concerned, I'm not going to be hanging out with someone who's not,
Right.
And
Yeah.
so that kind of like gets a big issue out of the way
It's true.
with someone you potentially want to date. And so you can kind of find someone who's on the same page as you, and it's like, oh, maybe we'll handle situations the same because of this, or like we're on the same plane.
It's such a.
But you don't want to be in a relationship now, dude.
No.
Well, she has seen somebody that could turn into a relationship.
Yeah, but
But it's
But
like
not like-
it's it's like serious, but not
Right.
like boyfriend and girlfriend. But
Got
it's
it.
like, yeah, we're cooking dinner
Yeah,
together,
cool.
hanging
That's
out.
cute. That's
yeah,
awesome.
It is
Great.
cute. Yeah.
And you met him.
he's
You met him
nice.
online.
Yeah, but we had
Wow.
mutual friends.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
That helps. He's a
Yeah.
real person. Yeah.
Yeah, but I was just talking to my mom about it, and it's like,
You guys are tight. You and your mom.
yeah, I'm close with
That's
both of
cool.
my parents and my sisters. I'm so grateful.
You guys are very open communicating.
Yeah, very
Yeah.
Are
open.
your sisters married?
Yeah,
They have kids?
not yet.
Okay.
But
so
yeah,
then-
they both just got engaged. One of them's legally married. Her wedding was supposed to be during COVID, but now it's postponed. The other one is going to be getting married at some point.
Wow.
But yeah, it's
Wow.
weird because I grew up, always doing Christmas with the both of them. And so now that they're like getting married and moving, it feels so weird. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm getting so sad about Christmas.
It sucks.
Because I'm like, I want to wake up with my sisters on Christmas morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know Christmas is a weird holiday for me as well. I mean, it's changed. I remember when it changed.
Yes.
And I was like, oh my God, it's never going to be the same.
Yes.
and
What do you mean? Like when it changed? What do you mean?
I don't know. You get to a certain age, I think.
Everyone has like their own lives
Yeah,
and like
their own
new Christmas
families
traditions. And
You have maybe a parent that, unfortunately, my parents, are passed away, but it's inevitable, Christmas takes on a whole different meaning when you have one
It's hard,
parent
it's
that's
heavy.
really putting it all together.
Yeah.
My mom was that person,
It's
my
like a heavy
dad.
month for a lot of people. It's a heavy time of year. It's like this.
Yeah, it's like, and then
You
you
can
feel
feel
it, miss
it.
it. I'm like,
Yeah.
here comes Christmas again, and it's like, I mean, at least it is for me. It's become that way. But now that I have a kid, I feel that it's more for kids. Really
Totally.
creating that sense. So I go out of my way to try. I want to build that tradition with my son.
Yeah, I miss Max being young, believing in Santa and shit.
Right.
It's just those are such amazing memories.
Right.
And one time I paid my friend to dress like Santa and come by like around midnight with a bag of stuff, and I had Max look out the window at that moment.
That's
and
so
he
cute.
saw
amazing.
Santa. And I was just those moments like
Yeah,
that, going to
yeah.
the Grove and seeing that fucking biker dude who was the best Santa ever at the Grove. And now I feel bad for him and his wife because Santa's fucking canceled.
He's
but he was at the
definitely
Grove
canceled.
Max's whole life, this
Yeah.
perfect Santa and his fucking wife, just all that shit. Then finally Max was like, kids at school. It's always a kid at school. It's like, yeah, this shit's fucking fake.
There's
And
always
then Max
that
coming
punk
home and being
kid.
like, "Can I talk to you guys?" I'm like, yeah. He's like, "I have to ask you something. Is there a tooth fairy?" And my wife's like, "You want the real answer?" He's like, "Yeah." She's like, "Nah." And we have your teeth, and we
You
show.
just see their eyes.
Yeah,
like,
no.
and we have all his teeth saved. You're having the fucking case over there. And then what about Santa? Then we told him about Santa. He's like, "Fuck." And he got really bummed that like we lied to him his whole life, but like we had this. Then he realized it's this wonderful time that's so fucking special.
I know. I wonder if I'm gonna tell my kids like have the Santa thing.
I'm
'Cause
sure you will.
But I feel like there's something that is so traumatic about that.
That's really traumatic. Been lying to you, fucking kid.
Because I
whole life?
don't think I ever believed in Santa. Because my sisters were so much older that I kind of always knew.
Yeah.
And I wonder if that's kind of the better way, or if there's still something special about believing in that.
So you believed in Santa up to a certain age or something?
I don't know if I ever did believe in Santa.
For real?
Yeah.
That sucks, man.
I kind of
I don't
was on that
know.
tip as well.
Because I still get
too?
presents.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely like dead in the water as soon as I saw like my parents like wrapping shit in the basement. I was like, oh, that's it. There's the truth.
Man.
I don't know if it is.
All right. Well, one of Max's friends.
Because I think it's still as special that your parents are getting you gifts. There's something that's really
That's true.
special about
That's true.
feeling loved in that way.
Okay.
Especially if it's a surprise. You
I don't
know
need some
what it is.
random dude dropping gifts off for me. I don't know that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was always a
That's
little
true.
weird for me. I was like, wow, so this.
Yeah, like, why does this stranger want to give me something? What do I owe him?
Especially as a kid, I didn't have any white people around me, so it's just like, wow, this random big white dude coming down the chimney.
Yeah, there's something
kind of
sus
strange.
about this
I was
guy.
like, it's very suspect.
Yeah.
It's the truth, though.
That's
it was like really weird.
Yeah.
I was just like, wow.
Yeah, we don't need
terrifying,
white Santa.
actually. You know, like seeing him in the department store. And I was just like, yo, what's up with this dude's cheeks? They're so red and so strange and so weird.
Are you
It was
fucking
weird.
serious?
I'm dead serious.
So you just said Ella Cool J and NCIS at your house?
Yeah, they were
What?
filming at my house for...
Just random shit? Like, how'd that happen?
Well, I was just in my driveway. I was doing like a little chalk drawing with my friend, and some dude, like a location scout guy, was like, we're thinking about using your house to film just the exterior.
Really? They were just like driving by like...
I mean, my neighborhood is pretty sus. Like, it's definitely a good neighborhood for a murder scene. So, yeah, they just came by. And I was like, why not? I mean, there's nothing else going on. But, because of COVID, there's so many, like, I had to get COVID tested 4 days in a row.
Wow.
Yeah, and so I was getting COVID tested, and then when they were there, I just had to stay in my room and just kind of be available if they had any questions.
Holy shit.
weird.
But then I forgot that they were filming because I'm just in my room all day, like forgetting that there's people outside, and all of a sudden I hear pounding on my door. It's like, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm like, something's wrong. And I walk outside and I just see LL Cool J staring in my
Yo, shit.
But I didn't realize it at the time, because I'm not, and I was just like, oh my God, I'm getting broken into.
LL's breaking in.
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy.
And then I
man.
just realized they're like, cut, and I'm like, oh fuck. So I'm like sneaking away, trying not to ruin.
Did you meet LL though?
No.
Couldn't.
Damn.
I know.
And so you have roommates.
Yeah, they had to be out of the house.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's some super random
Wow.
shit.
Yeah.
And then they pay you, obviously.
Yeah.
I don't know much, but that's crazy. That's awesome. That's
Well,
a
it was funny
cool gig.
because
Nice gig.
they offered money at first, but we have a back house, and so we had to split it with them. Plus, we had to split our portion with my roommates.
Oh, yeah.
So that leaves like $200 for all of us. But then because I was the site rep, quote unquote, like the person who had to stay at the house and do all the COVID testing, I got like an additional chunk.
Great.
And then my roommates were pissed that they had to be out of the house. So they're like, ask for more money. So I'm like, okay. So then I asked for more money. So then we got an additional.
Wow.
Holy shit. You
I
can
didn't get that
renegotiate.
much money, but
Still.
I got money for doing nothing, which is my
Yeah.
dream. You
Sitting in
know?
your fucking room all day.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's amazing.
It was great.
One of my questions is, you consider yourself an optimist or pessimist, but you seem like a very positive person.
Yeah, I think I have moments of both. I'm never like I never sugarcoat things, but I try not to get too dark.
Mm-hmm.
Are you a realist, mate? My wife says
Yeah.
she's a realist. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I'm a
Okay.
realist.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I can always find the good in something, but I can also look at a shitty situation and acknowledge that it's
Yeah.
shitty.
Right.
Yeah.
I try not to like get myself over excited on something that might not be as exciting.
Yeah.
I think I'm like a realist.
Yeah.
Like, I don't see the glass as half empty or half full. I'm just like, okay, I can drink some water.
But it's always like.
But I'm like, is this like filtered water?
Exactly.
Is it tap?
It seems like comedians always come from like a lot of comedians have like a dark place. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of there's depression. There's a lot of heavy shit comes from comedians. It seems like that.
Yeah.
As far as like the past and ones that we've lost and all that stuff. But you don't seem to come from a place of that kind of.
No, I mean, I think it's just like all about perspective. I think a lot of comedians have this desire to be heard. So whether they come from a good home or a bad home, whatever it was growing up, it's like this place of wanting to be heard.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I felt like I kind of minimized my childhood in some ways where I'm like, it wasn't that bad. Like, my parents got divorced. My mom's an alcoholic. My dad's, kind of a weirdo. But, like, I just kind of was like, that's fairly normal. Like, I had my sisters and there was love and stuff.
Yeah.
And then my mom's always like, it was kind of dark, She's like, it wasn't that sweet. But I think it was more so like getting into stand-up just felt normal because I always wanted to entertain people.
Yeah.
That probably comes from being the youngest, wanting to get attention and be like, hi, I'm here.
You think it intimidates the guys that you date, that you're a comedian?
Yeah.
Because they're afraid you might say something about...
Intimidating, really.
You might say something about them, or I don't know.
Yeah, or it's like kind of emasculating, where it's like,
Really?
I think being a comedian's a very powerful position. When you go to a comedy show and you're watching a dude or something... It's like being a rock star. When you have a microphone and people are watching you and listening to you, it's powerful.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's necessarily intimidating, but I think it does make guys like somewhat nervous.
Yeah.
That you're going to use them in a joke.
Because you did use
a
date thing you did, in the joke going.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like...
I'm always like, if you're just like a normal dude, I probably won't talk about you. But if you do some weird shit, I'm going to talk about it.
Yeah.
Which is fucked up. Like, I get it. Like, I have kind of like a moral dilemma where I'm like, am I being too mean or should I? But I'm never like calling people out. Like, the only person who knows it's them is them.
But your intention is not to be mean. So
No.
it's coming from a...
Yeah, but I still get it if you're a dude. Like, you don't want someone to talk about you.
Yeah.
But whatever.
I learned that on the Amy Schumer documentary.
Lighten up, guys.
About
Lighten up.
Amy Schumer talking about her husband who was just I don't want to ruin the documentary, but he was diagnosed with something.
Right.
And she starts talking about it in her stand-up, and he's in the audience, and he's super bummed. And so you should check out that documentary, and it's all about her pregnancy and stuff, but the husband has an issue, and she brings it up, and he's like, I don't know if you really... She's like, if you want me to stop, I won't say it. But it got the biggest laugh of the whole night.
Right.
And so she's like, has this thing, she's like, do you want me to take it out? I'll take it out if you want me to take it out. If you want me to talk about you, because you are my husband, I love you. But she flipped it to the positive, whatever he had, So that shit like that could be like, it could work really, really well, but at the same time, be fucking crushing somebody's soul,
I see.
Do you have like a top 5? Like, it could be artist, musician, whatever, like any inspirations?
Lady Gaga.
Fuck.
I was obsessed with Lady Gaga. I love her.
You ever meet her?
No, I've had many dreams where I've met her, though. Sometimes they've been like really positive meets. Sometimes they've been awful where she hates me and I'm like, I'm so sorry.
We're fans. She's super talented, man. Super fucking talented.
She's amazing.
She's incredible.
Yeah,
Love her.
I saw her at the Cure show last year, and I was going backstage with my wife to go to the bathroom, and she's outside the bathroom, and she's standing there all by herself, smoking a cigarette with like a beer in her hand. And I was like, fucking over to, and I was just walking with my wife, and I said something, what up, Gaga? And she's like, yo, what up? And the way she talks, she has like this New York kind of.
Oh yeah, she's a New York girl.
So my wife ends up being in the bathroom with her, and my wife washes her hands, and she comes next to her, and she starts talking to my wife, and just like totally cool washing her hands. And then my wife's not even a fan, but she walked out with her. But she was just chilling backstage at Cure, like just chilling there, no security, nothing.
That's cool.
But
she's
yeah,
so talented,
super talented. Yeah, that's a good top.
That's a good
I know
one.
the vegans. This is gonna be bummed at me new for not going off on her because she wore that meat outfit.
That
and
was
she wears
disgusting.
The fur. That was disgusting as fuck.
That was unnecessary, but I still I have love for Gaga.
Yeah, just super talented.
Just don't do that again.
But do you think it was actual real meat?
I
don't know.
Like
don't
maybe
know.
it was, but
I don't know.
I
It
think-
looked like it.
It
But,
looked like
Yeah.
but the thing about her is, go ahead, you can say something.
Well, I think it's just hard because I think like a lot of people. I mean, it could have definitely been real meat, but I don't know. I feel like people read into so much. Like you'll see something online on Instagram or whatever, and people think that they know like the full picture.
Yeah,
Because I think that was about like she was doing that as almost like a performance piece, and I think it was about something in the army, like LGBTQ rights in the army. I have no idea the
See, she might know
correlation
some
between
shit.
meat dress and that, but I know that there was like a bigger purpose behind that.
Right.
yeah.
Anyway.
And she didn't kill those cows. She went to a place that had meat and they put it on her. You know what I'm saying?
That's
Like,
fucking nasty.
I know. I don't know if it's real. I'm just saying it's not like she did something. She got it from a place
No,
to put it on
I
her body.
know.
I'm not saying I liked it. I'm not saying I back it at all. I'm
I
not
like
saying
Gaga.
Yeah.
I don't have to like everything that she
Yeah.
does.
That's
I
facts.
think she's talented. There's a lot of people who are famous maybe or people I admire, and I don't like everything.
Yeah,
that
not
they do,
all the people I
know?
like are vegans or straight edge or
Right.
don't wear leather or
Yeah.
don't wear animals and
It's just
shit.
certain things I'm like, I'm sure there's certain things that I've done that people are like, "Yo, that's not cool." Like
Yeah,
I had a post that has like, baby Jesus doing. It looks like he's doing, ready to do some ab workout, and people, there's like Christian friends who are just like, that's not cool to joke around with, baby Jesus, but
I'm sorry.
I mean, I totally respect them.
Yeah.
And I just hope they're not hating on me, but I don't think so.
I like how Gaga started out on Thompson Street, all those clubs over in Greenwich Village. We used to, my brother's bands play there, like the Bottom Lounge, just whatever those places were. And she started on the piano there, like that's where she started, like all that shit.
That's the
a
real
Long Island
deal.
girl, and then fucking just blew up. Like
it's so dope. I mean, her music. I mean, she's incredible. She's an incredible songwriter person.
Well, this is the fucking thing. I went to I don't know where it was, but I ended up hanging out with my friend at this party last year with this guy. And then at the end of the night, the guy was kind of bummed. He was drinking. He offered me a drink. This is going to be so crazy putting this on blast. He was just hanging out. I'm going to take it off here. And my friend's like, oh, that's Lady Gaga's ex. They just broke up.
Oh, wow.
And I looked him up online. I was like, oh, shit, that's her man. But he was at this thing last year or something. He has tattoos. I don't know. I looked him up. They were dating. He has a tattoo of her. I don't know. But yeah,
Damn.
that was, and I was like, oh, shit. Anyway. That's one of them. Who else you get on your list?
I would say 2005, Dane Cook.
Wow.
Oh, shit, Dane Cook.
Wow. Never would expect you to put him on
Dane
your...
Cook.
2005, Dane
okay.
Cook.
All right.
A specific time period.
Interesting.
How about hip hop artists? Anything though?
Back to music.
Whatever you want. Whatever. These can all be
like
different
the
genres in
comedians.
one. Doesn't have to be comedians.
Well, I just want to be thoughtful about this.
Yeah, do
Okay.
it.
Because I don't want to just like say some shit just to fill
Gaga was
the
firm.
list.
That was
yeah.
fucking
That was a
firm.
firm.
Gaga was firm. 2005, Dane Cook, very firm.
I don't really know. I kind of remember 2005 Dan Cook, but not well enough to...
Are you a fan too?
No.
But he was big. I remember.
Huge.
Yeah.
I remember people were trying to turn me on to him, and I thought there were some funny things. And he did some movies, I believe.
Oh, that's right. He did. Yeah.
Yeah, the movies all kind of flopped.
Yeah, and I was like, okay. But there were certain things I thought that were really good with him, and it's probably that 2005 time. Yeah.
No Hall & Oates in there, huh?
No.
Trying to throw it.
No. Yeah, I feel like
Hall & Oates is pretty... It's hard, right?
it is hard.
What are some like Chappelle?
Yeah. But even that, I don't know. I feel like it was more so... Because I didn't really I didn't understand the art of comedy when I was younger. Because I'm just picturing like my young...
Okay, young stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
influences. I feel like I watched a lot of like SNL growing up,
Yeah.
and I was
Okay,
really into
nice.
that.
Love that shit.
And I really liked movies. I feel like comedic movies were more my like Borat changed my life.
Fucking
Okay.
insane. Amazing.
Loved that movie. Big
I think those
Daddy
are
was one of my favorite
Great.
movies growing up.
Incredible, dude.
Yeah.
Those
Those are
type of
great.
movies are really hard.
Sasha Cohen, man, is
you know.
fucking a genius, dude. Like
Yeah.
I think
the
they're-
Borat shit's still incredible to this day. Like
Yeah.
I fucking love Elf. That's one of my favorite Christmas movies. That shit's so fucking good. Will Ferrell's incredible.
Will Ferrell had
Dude.
a streak of movies that just like all of
Killed
them
it.
got me.
Yeah.
Sandler too, man. Fucking incredible, man.
And then Jonah Hill.
Oh yeah.
That era of movies.
I like his,
Superbad.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Talladega Nights.
Oh,
Talladega
the
Nights, that's
Will
right.
Ferrell.
God.
Talladega Nights, and then what's the one when he's
Stepsons? Or-
Step Brothers?
Step Brothers.
Yeah.
Oh,
Amazing.
my classic
Step Brothers is fucking amazing, dude.
Yeah. I feel like I was mostly influenced by like Maury Povich and
Maury Povich.
yeah, and like Judge Judy. I
Oh shit.
feel like that was my
yeah.
childhood inspiration.
What was the other guy's
Wow.
name? That TV show? Not Maury
Judge
Povich.
Brown?
No, the fucking huge one. Jerry
Jerry.
Springer.
Jerry Springer.
Dude, that's pure comedy, man.
Yeah.
That's a
But
dark
what about some
comedy.
hip hop you like? Do you like old shit or just you more like current shit?
I feel like growing up, it was a lot of like more so R&B from my mom.
I like that.
My mom was very into like Marvin Gaye,
Mhm.
Mary J. Blige.
Love Mary J. Jodeci?
Yeah, she was more into like the
Key Sweat.
Alicia Keys.
Love Alicia
Okay.
Keys.
Yeah.
She's the best.
But then I feel like with hip hop, it's the same thing. It's like a lot of like top 40 hip, it's like the
It's okay.
Kendrick Lamar.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Kendrick's
But
ill.
I remember getting the Midnight Marauder album.
Woo! She's going to Tribe Called
Tribe Called
Quest.
Quest.
Hey.
That's amazing.
That's a great album.
Dude, it's one of the greatest hip hop groups ever, man.
But I feel
Wow.
like it was, that was like I was already an adult when I heard that, so it wasn't something that I listened to when my brain was forming. I'm like, this is crazy, you know?
Right.
It was more so like, I should have heard this earlier.
Oh, that's cool though.
Yeah.
Midnight Marauders
I've had
is great.
that with certain
Low in
albums.
Theory too, man.
Yeah.
Do you have any daily rituals?
Coffee every morning.
Cappy.
No. Daily rituals, wake up, check my phone. It's not healthy. I want to get back into like
Come hiking with us.
I would like that.
We need a girl in our crew, man.
Word up.
For sure.
Yeah.
Awesome. Runyon's great.
I need to
man.
get into my morning mantras.
Mantras.
Yeah.
Do you do yoga?
Great.
No.
Me either, man. I did it once. I don't really fuck with you. Do yoga?
I have never done it, but I want to.
I did it once, and
It's great.
it's great. I went there.
I've
I
heard
had a
good
horrible
things about
experience at Bikram Yoga, man. Just stinky ass floor and just all that shit.
Oh
was
yeah, it's a
fucking-
smelly activity.
I
no.
You guys want to hear the story?
Yeah.
I never told the story on the podcast.
Oh,
I was
tell-
invited to go. I went. I got there. It was a packed room. This lady had survived the Holocaust. This older Jewish lady.
Mhm.
She was like the legend. She was like a smaller lady, super tough, badass. And all of a sudden, for some reason, on the microphone, she started pointing me out, Mr. Tattoo Man, calling me out in the room.
Oh, you told me this.
Totally
Yeah.
embarrassing me because I was slipping and sliding. I was fucking dying. It was 100 degrees. It smelled like butthole on the floor.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
And then I just left that class feeling so bummed at yoga. I thought it was a spiritual, peaceful thing. And this lady was known to be a badass and to call people out, but ruined my first experience. And then come Monday morning at carpool, whatever, at my son's school, Larchmont, 2 moms came up to me and said, "Hey, we saw you in the class. You had a rough one, huh?" Basically. So they saw me get dissed by this lady, and I never fucking went to yoga again, man. It was such a fucking bum out. She's like, "Oh, what do you do? I'm a musician, whatever." "Oh, Mr. Rock and Roll guy, can't do that." But just calling me out.
Oh,
dude.
that hurts.
And then I was fucking dying, pouring water. I was like dehydrated. This shit is no joke. You ever done that shit in the heat? It's fucking 100-degree
Yeah,
weather.
that'll crush you.
So that was my only experience with yoga. So I was like, fuck this yoga shit. This is bullshit. This isn't
Wow.
spiritual. This isn't positive. This was mean. It was fucking mean.
It really just depends on the person leading it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to her.
I want to step up my yoga game for sure, though. There's free yoga at the park, too. You know that, right?
Really?
At Runyon every morning at 10:30. There used to be. Probably not now, but
Definitely not.
I don't know.
now.
I feel like it's something I could use in my life. Or
I
meditation.
think so too.
Yeah.
Meditation's good, right?
Yeah.
I know you vape, so does that mean you've been trying to
Whoa.
quit smoking?
No.
What does that mean?
I'm jonesing right now.
So,
Really?
so have
Yeah.
to do your vape. Do it.
Oh, really?
I
I didn't want to ask. I felt bad.
No,
Oh my
dude.
God. I have a question for you.
I love you for asking. Fucking
It's very
dying
polite.
over there. Yeah, do your fuck.
So now I'm gonna ask.
I want to know about the vape shit though. I'm curious because.
No, let's get into the because I
Yeah.
know nothing about it. That and the TikToks that all
yeah,
these
I know.
kids are talking about.
I know. She's all about that life, man.
I started smoking when I was 17. I was in high school, and my best friend, so I got out of this 2-year relationship. My best friend, I came crawling back to her. I'm like, I have no one. I need you. She had started smoking, so I'm like, I'm going to start smoking because I thought
Cigarettes.
she was super cool. Cigarettes.
Wow.
So then I started smoking. Then
How
I
old were you
became
then? Like
17.
17.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I definitely became addicted after like a
Absolutely.
year of smoking.
Super addictive.
People think you smoke one cigarette and you're addicted. No.
No.
It becomes a habitual thing, and then you become like addicted through the act of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, once you start buying your own packs and
Yeah,
relying
the
on it, and it starts as like a
Total ritual.
social
Yeah,
thing, and then it
totally.
becomes, outside of social
And then
stuff.
people I only smoke when I drink. That's a thing too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes
So
Yeah.
you smoked up until when? Cigarettes.
So then I was smoking ever since I was 17 until maybe like 2 or 3 years ago, where I started vaping and smoking.
Gotcha.
And then I mostly only smoke the Juul now.
Okay.
But I'll still every once in a while have like a cigarette.
yeah.
But then at the beginning of lockdown, I was staying at my mom's place, and my mom smoked cigarettes.
Can you hear yourself okay? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
This thing comes undone sometimes.
Oh. Yeah, so my mom smoked cigarettes, and I was staying at her place, and I'm like, I don't want to be smoking.
Right.
So then I stopped vaping for like 2 months at the beginning of lockdown. And then when I left her place and went back to mine, I was back. Back and better than ever.
Wow. Is it expensive?
Yeah. What does that compare to?
Probably.
buying a
Like
vape
cigarettes,
compared to
yeah.
She's so psyched she can vape now. I feel bad.
I'm so curious. Like, is it more expensive?
So that's
cheaper?
nicotine, right?
Yeah, it's just nicotine.
So what does that cost per?
So it comes
pack?
in a pack of 4 pods, nicotine pods. The pods last me like 2 days, 3 days,
Okay.
depending on how often I'm puffing on it.
Yeah, it's very
Um,
addicting. That too, right?
Yeah. And then I think I go through like a pack of 4 in like, I don't know, maybe a week.
So what do you think?
And it's like $25 for 4 pods.
And what's a
Oh,
vape?
so
What's a
it's
vape compared to a
definitely much
cigarette?
cheaper.
I heard that 1 pod is like equivalent to a pack. I don't know if I believe that.
Okay.
Wow.
But when I was smoking, I would smoke like half a pack a day.
Damn.
But that was when, like, I'm sure if I was smoking regular cigarettes now, it wouldn't last that long. It was just like when I was doing stand-up, I'd be out. So it'd be like, I'm waiting to go up at an open mic. And so I'd just be like smoking, waiting for my turn.
It's good on your nerves, or if you have nervous.
Yeah. And just like a time killer, really. Like, ultimately, it's like, oh, I'm bored in this conversation. I can just walk out.
Yeah.
And be like, oh, I need to smoke. It's a great excuse.
You vape on stage too sometimes?
No.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, my mom smoked cigarettes for 55 years. We talked about the other day, and I remember
Oh
like
my
growing
God.
up and like going to school. My clothes smelled like cigarettes.
That's horrible.
Or my mom kissing me, and
Yeah.
or if I had something on my face, my mom would lick her finger and then wipe it off, and I'd smell Virginia Slims menthols on my fucking face.
Menthol too.
So she quit like 9 years ago, and so like she feels better. Like
I was gonna say, do you feel the difference between vape and cigarettes?
No, this is just as bad.
Okay.
Mm.
So you
Yeah,
feel- okay.
probably.
But what is this? What is it? Is there a scientific? Is there a difference between actually?
Well, I think that
Disgusting.
nicotine causes like anxiety and stuff.
Right.
And so I think when at the beginning of lockdown, I was like, definitely stressed out from that. And so I was like, I need to stop vaping because this isn't helping my anxiety. So then when I stopped, I think I did notice some difference.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like I wasn't like, oh, I'm breathing so much better now.
Okay,
like I
that's what
didn't
I was
notice
asking.
anything like
Okay.
that.
All right.
You think it messes with your lungs like cigarettes do? Like if
Probably.
you exercise and running and shit? Like,
Probably.
Yeah.
interesting.
They just don't know the long-term effects.
But I think it's nicer with this because I think like with the smoking, it's like the heat, like it's like
The
hot.
carcinogens
Yeah.
burning. Yeah. You're
So I think
burning.
this
You
is
don't
a
smell-
little
you
bit
don't smell like
nicer.
cigarettes either.
That's also
Yes.
a big thing. I hated smelling like cigarettes and having like cigarette breath.
You know what's so
Chew a bunch
messed
of
up
gum.
is like what's fucked up is that whole smoking laws and everything that came into effect at like restaurants and bars. When I was working door at the bars and everything in New York, it didn't exist. I would
Yeah.
come home reeking of cigarette.
Yeah, Moon too. Yeah, I picked up
It
the
was
beauty bar. Yeah.
horrible, man. Like my hair, I had dreads, just
Oh
everything.
yeah, it just gets trapped in your hair.
Yeah, and I was like every night, thinking about that. I'm like, holy.
And you worked outside sometimes too, though.
I prefer being outside.
Was
you
it
know?
crazy when you got rid of your dreads? Did you have like an identity crisis?
Not at all, because the workup I've been building up in my head had been for like maybe 4 years that I wanted to cut.
Was it sad?
Not at all. I was really joyous and happy. I'm like,
Yeah.
finally! What was I thinking not to do this earlier?
Mm.
I was a grown ass man that had like the same style since I was 15 years old.
It feels so good. I shaved
my
off
God.
all my hair like 3 years ago.
Right.
And it
That's
was
awesome.
the craziest feeling.
It's a crazy.
You
Feels
feel so
great.
free.
Yes,
Yeah.
I felt free.
Yeah.
I felt totally liberated waking up in the morning, taking a shower. I felt fresh, clean.
It's so quick.
Yeah, quick.
No upkeep.
And you
Yep.
saved your dreads and put them somewhere?
Yeah, I saved them for my son.
Wow.
He has a whole bag. He helped me shave them.
Wait, for what?
Just so he could have and be like,
Whoa.
like people be like, yo, send me. I'm like, hell no.
That's crazy.
I don't believe, I'm not superstitious, but that's some serious voodoo stuff.
Doing
Yeah.
what? What do you mean? Send them to you?
Like send them a dreadlock. I'm like, I'm not sending you shit.
It must have been like going to bed with wet hair and shit, cigarette
It
hair in your bed.
Sucked, especially
Yeah.
doing shows.
Oh yeah, because how
sweating.
does it dry? How long does that take
Forever.
to dry?
It's a process. You know?
Yeah.
You could either have a hair dryer, like I'm not gonna be backstage with a hair dryer, like drying my hair.
Well, because
off.
if you have dreads, would you just try not to wash your hair often?
No, it's better to wash your hair. You know, it's at least for me because I was doing shows every
Yeah.
night. So it'd be like sweaty,
sweaty
hot,
and smelly.
smoke, cigarettes, and I was like,
Yeah.
I want to get it out.
Yeah.
You know, so as often as possible. But like again, wintertime, have to let it hair, dry by itself.
Yeah.
So it's just like sometimes frozen or whatever.
Oh my
or just,
God.
like,
Fuck, man.
wet on the pillow.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's just like it was horrible.
Yeah.
I like how-
After a while, I was like, this is enough is enough.
I like how cigarettes brought us to your dreads.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know.
How
But,
many years-
though, these cigarettes. Ugh.
How many years you had no dreads for now?
I think it's like 5. I
Oh,
can't-
so it still is like not new, but
right, yeah.
I mean, for the amount of time that you did have dreads to not.
it's not a long time.
Yeah.
But it's still a great feeling.
Yeah.
I love it. People are like, you must miss. I'm like, no.
No.
No, you have
You
no
had enough
idea.
time.
I mean, most of the time I wore it up because it was so heavy.
Oh yeah,
And-
neck problems.
Yeah, neck and
Back.
and it was just like really uncomfortable letting it that like it felt like a baby lamb,
Yeah.
lying on your head.
Yeah.
If you can imagine that just all the time.
Yeah.
Just there, not, moving.
Yeah.
Just baby lamb.
How long have you been a comedian for now? As like as a
6 years.
as a full time as your job.
Well, so I've been doing stand up for 6 years, but I would say probably like legitimately like feeling like an established somewhat
Yeah.
comedian for like 2 years.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
I had a question for you.
Yeah.
Are you
Okay.
able to handle have you had heckler experience as far as destroying hecklers?
It's a great question.
It doesn't happen too often. I feel like when I do get like a heckler, it pretty much dies down quickly. It's never something that feels like, oh my gosh, like I
Yeah.
have to deal with this person.
Okay, all right.
I feel like the times that hecklers do happen is if I'm doing like a kind of shittier show. Like if it's like kind of like a free show or a bar
Yeah.
show where
Right.
people are just like there to get fucked up and the
Right.
comedy happens to be happening at the same time. That's when you're dealing with
Those-
it. So it doesn't feel like it's never at like a legitimate show.
Okay.
Yeah.
all right.
As much because the people paid money.
Right. Yeah.
So it doesn't happen too often, and I feel like it's easy to shut it down because you're the one with the microphone.
I
and
love
probably-
seeing
it's-
that.
it's probably-
I love seeing
It's probably
hecklers
exciting
shut
to be able
down.
to do that, and just adds more to the.
Yeah, as long as it gets like shut down quickly, then it can be like fine.
Right.
But I think a lot of the people in the audience too, when someone's heckling, the people in the audience are like, "We're just trying to enjoy the show, not the audience member."
I would go
Yeah.
off on that heckler. I'd be like, shut
Yeah.
the fuck up, man.
Well, and
Come
it's like
on.
a weird dynamic because
Right.
if there's a heckler, then you have to like find a way to play it out where it's like chill and funny without
Right.
being too
No,
serious.
if I were in the audience, I would
Yeah.
be mad at the heckler as
Yeah.
well.
Totally.
Yeah.
Because then it's like a hard transition from being like the teacher role to being like, okay, time to have fun again. And it's like,
Yeah.
wait, but we just
Right.
saw you get really mad.
Yeah, get nasty on the person.
Yeah. Where you're like, is the comedian okay?
Do
Like-
you ever have you ever tanked or have you felt like you were tanking and then just turned it around?
Yeah, I've talked about this before, but when I was doing this like crazy big arena show with Rogan, I said the wrong city at the beginning of my set.
Oh.
And I was
We've
like,
done that. I've
Yeah.
done that.
yeah, I'm like, they're
done
going to
that.
hate me. But then it ended up being fine and it was okay. But I was like, oh my God, because that's the first minute of your stand up is people being like, what the fuck? And you'll be like, just kidding. Haha.
and you say arena. That's
Arena,
huge.
10,000 people.
Wow.
dude.
Yeah.
What year was that Rogan tour?
This was like last year.
Holy
Whoa.
fuck, he's huge, man. Holy
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, I got
That
to
must
do
been-
like 3 or 4 like amphitheater /
It
arenas.
must be nerve wracking, man.
Yeah.
You'd have
Yeah.
that jewel with you for sure.
Oh yeah, hitting that vigorously before.
But you went over well. It was awesome crowd.
So much fun. It
That's
almost
cool.
like ruins comedy because you're like, I just got to experience the coolest thing ever, and
The
then you're
highest
like,
level.
and also like this feels the most fun, and I know that it's like only, it's not gonna happen every time.
Mhm.
So it's like having to remember like that's a treat.
Yeah.
Don't expect.
You
Do you
think that?
feel- no, go
I was
on.
gonna say, you think opening those crowds took you to another level as far as people know who you are, and
For
like,
sure.
really helped your career, and
For
stuff?
sure.
And then being on the Rogan podcast as
For
well, all
sure.
that. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
fucking crazy.
I was going to
It's so
say,
powerful.
is there, you feel disconnect with the big audience?
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
it's definitely a different performance. I'm sure you guys get it.
Same.
You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
like
big ass barricade. All that.
I
Right.
love the intimate shows because you
Yeah.
get to like you feel like you're connecting with the crowd. With the big show, you're kind of just telling them your jokes.
Yeah.
With a smaller crowd, you're like
It feels like a
having an exchange.
Yeah, conversation. Yeah, that is true. Actually,
You almost like know that it's gonna be a good show in an arena or something because the energy is just crazy. So it's like
yeah,
it just feels you just know it's gonna be a good time.
Do you have-
Whereas like a smaller show, you're like, this could go either way. It's
Right.
so intimate. Like you're gonna see everyone's reaction, and you're
Yeah.
gonna know that some people aren't on board.
Right.
is that hard? Like seeing people that up close and like.
No, I
or if
love
somebody's
it.
on the phone when you're trying to.
Oh, I hate that.
Fucking
I hate
man.
that.
That's why like Chappelle said no phones when he did his shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Love
great.
that,
I like,
dude.
yeah.
Be in
Yeah.
the fucking moment.
Yeah.
I love
that's,
that.
That's, yeah.
Because you want to put them on blast, kind of, right? You see them on their phone or something.
Yeah,
like
but
that,
then
like-
you don't want to give them attention because
Right.
they're not
Exactly.
giving you
So
attention.
rude.
So you have to kind of just like ignore it
Right.
and be like, well, give the show to the other people who are paying attention.
Yeah.
Yeah. that makes
That's the
sense.
same shit with like bands, I guess. Like playing arena, playing
I don't know. I don't know. It's a
bigger
weird
show
like,
can be a small
I
show.
don't know.
Well, that's
Oh,
a-
yeah.
Well, like with music, it's like you can you can be at a concert and kind of be like having a conversation with someone and still enjoying it. Like you don't have to be fully like listening to everything because it's like more about the whole experience. With comedy, you have to be paying attention for it to work.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of envy musicians in that way of like,
yeah,
you know, the audience can be a little bit rowdy and it almost makes it
better,
more of the experience.
We count that crowd
There's some
participation.
hecklers.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
More than I think.
Hecklers actually can sometimes make it
what?
A challenging experience, as a
Yeah.
musician.
Somebody flicking you off the whole set,
I'm
or
like,
spinning.
all right, this is going to get heavier, this song,
Yeah.
like.
Or somebody flicking you off, or and shit like that,
that totally gets me amped up. Like, all right.
Does that happen? People.
Yeah, I flick them off back. It's like it depends where you are. In different countries, that's like the thing. They all flick you off. Or the other day, they spit at you in some countries.
Or,
that's fucked.
People
gnarly,
get
dude.
drunk.
Yeah,
and,
I hate
out
that.
of control. They feel that they can do whatever they want.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Do you have any major goals for your future as a comedian, or are you just winging it, just living and just
kind of taking what comes my way? I want to be a really big, successful comedian. So whatever that looks like for me, I don't know. There's so many different ways to go about it. I don't have like a rigid, like, this is exactly how it's going to go. Because you never know. And I don't want to have like an idea and then be so set on one thing and not let other things happen. So I just kind of want to be open about it. Obviously, I want to have like, my work out there, whether it's in like a special. I'm open to whatever.
I love your voice too, and just hearing you talk now. You ever think about doing like voiceover stuff, or?
Yeah, I mean, I do like voiceover auditions.
Okay, it's the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, but you never know what's gonna come of that or whatever. But it is fun. I would enjoy doing something like that.
Yeah, it's like a Chappelle or Rogan level. That's like. Is that goals for comedians, or have a Netflix special or something like that? Or
yeah, at least for me, I want to be able to like sell out arenas. I want, yeah.
But you're happy with your career right now and everything you've done?
For sure.
It's very grassroots. Nice. I love it. Like
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm super grateful.
What about writing? Would you ever get into that as far as like?
I would, but I would want to write for me. I want to make sure that if I'm writing something, I have a part in it, because I like attention and I like, I like performing.
Cool.
Like that's my favorite part about stand-up, is getting to perform my material. Mm-hmm. Like I don't do stand-ups to write. I do it to perform. And so if I was writing, I would want to be involved in whatever I'm writing for.
Got it.
Like sometimes, I mean, most of the time we don't, because if you're on a tour, you're promoting something or an album, you have the same set list every night. Do you change up your jokes on tour?
Yeah, I mean, it always kind of changes. It's never going to be the exact same performance every night, but it's going to be the same jokes. It might just be a different order or way of telling them, or something might change one night because a crowd is better. So I'm feeling a little bit more confident, a little more loose, might add new stuff as I go. If the show kind of sucks, then it's hard. It feels like you're on autopilot sometimes.
Yeah.
And so you have to kind of like snap out of it and try and like reconnect. But different shows are just, you have a different experience.
The crowd is always different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you still get nervous. I still get nervous. Do you?
No, I get
Really?
anxious.
Maybe
I don't get
I get anxious.
Like I really want to be on stage.
To keep it 100 zillion hundredth, I always have to go to the bathroom before I go on stage. My whole career, 25 years in the band, I don't get
same
upset
with my
stomach.
bass player.
I just have to go to the bathroom. I have to go to the bathroom, and I just go. And once I'm on, you know what I mean? Like I've had times where I feel like I was gonna have to go to the bathroom on stage. Or do you ever have to go to the bathroom on stage, or get nervous like that?
No, but we had a drummer that did this every other show, or a lot. He would do it like in a cup, like. He'd be like, keep talking. I'd be like, so.
My drummer pisses in the bottle on stage sometimes.
He wouldn't leave the drum set. I was like,
whoa.
Yeah, it's our friend. Sorry to our friend. He pisses in a bottle, or backstage, or we're pissing under the stage before we're on stage. Or
Liz on stage. Like,
damn.
I kind of like the feeling of having to go to the bathroom when I'm on stage.
Because it kind of goes away once you're up there and start talking, right? It's like a butterfly.
But I like that feeling because it makes me feel connected, because it's like I'm very aware of myself, and so instead of being like, what's the crowd gonna be like, what's this gonna be like, I'm just like, I have to pee. It keeps me very present.
I like that.
I see what you're saying.
Or if I have to go to the bathroom, like number 2, whatever, I go on stage. As soon as I go on stage, it just goes away.
Like
once you start singing whatever, but I still get nervous to this day. I don't know why, man. I just
I get really excited. Like I just want to, I want to get on stage right away. Like I want this. I can't wait anymore. Enough of this shit.
I'm so jealous that you guys get to do stand up during a fucking lockdown. It's amazing. You get to be out there and like with people. It's to see you guys do that. I was like, this is awesome. It felt awesome to be out.
Yeah, that
and
was
see live
fun.
comedy. That was just.
We got to see.
Yeah,
it's so cool. You guys
live
figure out a way to do that during this pandemic.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
we
man.
need it.
I know, man. I can't wait to play music again. I don't know what the fuck it's gonna happen, but hopefully, like next year, man, it's gonna go down.
Hopefully.
Like I don't know. Have you ever opened up for like a musician?
No, I was going to, and then the musician I was going to open for, it was a corporate gig, and so the corporation was like, we booked you guys, they were like, we can't have anyone else opening. But then, I've done comedy at like Cal Jam, so like
right.
I've done comedy at music festivals, but not necessarily like opening for a musician. I really want to though. I think it'd be so fun.
Opening for Gaga would be like a dream for you.
No, that would be
a nightmare.
I would just want to watch.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to be involved in any way.
Have you seen her live before?
Yeah.
Fuck, I never
Only
seen it.
once.
The Vegas shit she did or no?
No, I
want
wish.
to see that. You ever see her live?
No, never.
Yeah, I want to go to that Vegas thing so bad. That was like
Gaga, if you're listening, and you can invite us.
Yeah.
We'd love to see your show.
Yeah.
she's a big listener every week.
You never know, man. You never know.
Well, I feel like we covered a lot with Ali today. Let me
We
see all my notes and all my shit. Make sure I don't forget. Usually I forget shit, and I'll text you and say, hey. We talked about Omegle.
True.
You missed that, but that's an app that she goes on live and she films talking to strangers. But Max is on there too now, talking to people who serve.
And you have a TikTok.
Yeah,
I have a TikTok.
You have the
I'm
TikTok.
not.
What are your questions about TikTok?
So, okay, I don't.
Because your son's on there, right? He just
Probably.
posted that
Everyone's
video
on
last
there.
week. You tripping on the hip hop music.
Yeah, I don't
That's
know if it
swear
was
words.
TikTok.
I think there was a TikTok clip.
So with TikTok, how does it work? So you can search out music, and
Yeah, so you can add music to videos, and so there's
how
like
do you get the music?
just search like the way that you would search for someone on Instagram is the same
And
way
you
that
can
you
play
would.
how many minutes or how many seconds of the song?
So TikToks are either 15, 30, or a minute long videos.
Okay, so
Between
maximum
that, so
minute long.
maximum a minute, but it
And-
can be anywhere within that
you
range.
lip sync to whatever it is.
Yeah,
that
or
you-
people will post their own music, so it's not lip syncing, or you just post dance moves to a song.
Mm-hmm.
But there's also like TikToks that have no music in it at all. But then like, say I post a TikTok right now of me saying this past 15 seconds of me talking.
Okay.
I could post that onto a TikTok, and then someone else, if they find this audio funny, then they can lip sync to that audio.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I
Interesting.
mean, there's it's just like a video app.
All
and
right.
then
Because I was trying to figure out the difference between that and just like a video on Instagram or something.
I said that too.
it's just more collaborative. So if
I
I
see.
post a video on Instagram, the difference with TikTok is that I could use the audio from a video, whether it's music or just talking or whatever the audio is
Yeah.
from the video, you can just add that to your own video.
Wow.
Okay, it's hard to do that on Instagram too, using other music and stuff.
All right. Okay.
I have one more question. I thought I took a piss. Sorry, I was like, I should have Ali open up for us next time we play like a hardcore punk show. I
want to do a punk show.
That's what I'm saying.
Wow.
I think kids like would like that. Would like love her
They
shit.
would appreciate it, I think.
But then I started thinking, is it too much of a PC world now? Because it seems like for comedians, it's hard to say things without people getting so offended. And if you're in some sort of scene of music, I don't know. But my question to you is, do you ever feel, do you ever feel not bad, but you don't want to offend people, but you're speaking your mind, so it doesn't really fucking matter. You know how people get so offended by shit now?
Yeah, I mean, you just have to, I guess, just understand that someone could take what you're saying out of context and be upset. So you just wager that in, and think like, is this something I really care about saying? Like, how important is this joke to me? And so it's just being more considerate. It's not like I'm going to change my comedy for anyone, but I just have to be, I think, more diligent. Like, is this something that's worth saying? And am I going to stand by what I said?
I love that. So
Rather-
you're actually conscious about shit like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you felt the change of that over the past couple years?
Oh, definitely. Like like the first 2 years I was doing stand up, I mean, I was just doing open mic, so there wasn't really any like, no one's calling me out at, a coffee shop trying to do a joke. But
now you're established and people know it, so it's so different.
Yeah, so I do have to be like more aware of what I'm saying. But I think that's a good thing. It's like I'd rather have more thoughtful jokes than just stupid shit.
Right. Somebody approach you after a show like, yo, you really...
I feel like that's
offended
happened
me.
a few times. Not
Really?
not having someone be like, you offended me,
Right.
but just you can tell someone's like not fucking with what you're saying, and
Okay.
I think it's more so online where people no
yeah.
one's confident
Online's
enough
the
to
worst,
say
man.
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why if
Dude.
someone says something in person, then I'm
Way
like,
different.
oh, I should consider this,
Right.
you know. But online, it's like everyone just has an opinion to have an opinion,
So fucking annoying.
I have to take that with somewhat of a
Right.
grain of salt.
Yeah, face to face, way different. I respect that way more
Yeah.
than some
Absolutely.
fucking private account saying you suck or this or fuck. You know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
and you won't even DM me to have a conversation, but you want to say it in public, but you're private. That shit's fucking.
Yeah.
That troll shit. It's a waste of time. But yeah, face to face, coming up to you after a show, hey, this kind of offended me. Then you really think about it, I guess, right? Like, it
Yeah,
means
and then you
more.
can have a conversation. Oh, well, I said this joke because of this, and this is the context of it. In person, I can have that conversation and the dialogue. Online, it's like you just want me to react.
Yeah.
Totally, man.
Absolutely.
So
That's
I'm
what I
not
was
gonna
saying. It's like,
engage.
don't
I know.
engage those.
I know.
Yeah.
I learned my lesson.
Knuckleheads.
Like, don't
Yeah, I've
respond.
learned my lesson. Because you try and apologize, they don't
Yeah,
care.
they
They don't.
don't
They don't
care.
actually want to
Yeah.
hear what you have to say.
And whatever you say, they'll screenshot it, they'll send it somewhere
Yes.
else, they'll
Yeah.
fucking do that.
Yeah.
It's horrifying.
And then that adds fuel to their fire, where it's like
Absolutely,
you're never
yeah.
gonna say the right thing to the people online.
I learned that for sure in this past couple of years. Like, my wife said, do not fucking respond. That's all they want. And then bless you. And they'll take their shit and they'll flip it or they take it out of context. It's like, I don't know where these people have so much time on their hands. They could just fuck with people all day and just talk shit.
They
Like,
got a lot
Yeah.
of time on their hands.
but like, what do they do? This miserable. I don't understand like where they come from. I don't know if people say there's like troll bots that aren't even real people. I don't even know what that is, or that's true.
Yeah, just like fake accounts.
They just
Fake.
talk shit.
Yeah.
Bots. Yes.
Well,
Fuck,
people
what-
have like fake Instagram accounts where they
Yes.
talk shit from, so that way it's not linked to their profile.
A lot of those. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
social media, man. It's a crazy. That's you've been here since '95. So was there social media? No, there wasn't back then, right? No. 90s.
I mean, I've been online since like 5th grade. Out
wow.
of MySpace in 5th grade, my sisters made it for me.
Is that before Friendster?
Yeah,
Friendster before
I think
that, yeah.
Friendster was
It's way
before.
before
Yeah,
that.
So you've been online for a long
Toby.
time. Man. You know
Yeah.
how to navigate and all that shit.
I'm a product of the internet for
Yeah.
sure.
Wow.
my son, my son too, man. Like,
Yeah.
that's all he's gonna
Completely.
know is this kind of life like that.
Mhm.
We don't have that before that.
I was curious if you ever performed in front of a foreign audience. This way totally different subject.
Oh,
but,
wow.
But I was just curious, like how the comedy relates.
Yeah, I did shows in Germany, in
Wow.
Berlin.
That's the country I was gonna say. Like
Yeah.
their humor is. I like German humor. I think it's funny. A lot of people are like,
But it's a lot of expats who go to like shows out there, you
Okay,
know?
yeah.
So it's like a lot of English speaking people or people who are from like Canada or the US or whatever.
That's
so
cool. You went overseas. That's awesome.
so fun.
that's cool.
Yeah.
Was
And
it a whole tour in Europe?
no, it was just kind of like a little 3-week kind of
Okay.
vacation where I also got to do shows.
That's cool.
So I was just, I was in London, Paris, and Berlin, but I didn't do any stand up in Paris. But Berlin was great. I would love to go back there. And I
Right.
try and go to London like once a year. Not this
Nice.
year, but
Nice.
Berlin's incredible. That's like the
it's
New York.
so fun.
That's like New York City over there. It's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
That's
but
the
the
Mecca.
comedy, they get it though.
Yeah, for
Okay,
sure.
Great.
Their style of comedy, like when I watch the comedians out there, it's definitely a different style,
Yeah.
but comedy's comedy, so
Yeah.
it translates well. Unless I'm
Awesome.
being super referential, like La Cienega Boulevard at 4 p.m. Like,
Yeah.
I'm obviously not going to be like super.
Right.
But I did notice that like certain jokes weren't getting the same response out there than out here. So I was like asking my friends who are comedians out there, I'm like, why isn't this working? And they'd be
Right.
like, oh, because that's not like a popular thing out here, or we call it this
Yeah.
instead of that.
different name. Yeah,
So
that's cool, man. I would
Cool.
love to see like somebody from America do that over there. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
It's
You
so
see-
fun.
You have comedians in Germany,
No.
but you like German humor.
I like German humor. Certain.
Is there a movie you could recommend that's a comedy? Because
Oh, that's a good
I'm
one.
kind of in shock right now.
I'm gonna have to. I have to really go back in my records for there's.
Well, you
certain
like
thi-
foreign comedy.
certain
You like
things,
like
yeah.
English
I-
humor too. Like
I
I
don't like
love British humor. You don't like it. You're not into that.
it. Doesn't hit.
Really?
Yeah.
Like Monty Python? Nothing like that. No.
No.
Just slapstick.
yeah.
yeah,
No.
Monty Python. That was a big one, right? Okay, I like Mr.
God.
Bean. Mr. Bean was funny. What's his name? That guy.
You're not feeling Mr. Bean, are you?
Remember
No.
Mr. Bean? I don't know. I
No.
don't know.
I think my son loves it. That's why.
Okay, yeah, I'm not sure. No disrespect. I love playing shows in other countries, great hardcore scenes, but the comedy shit I'm not really too familiar with. I do know Mr. Bean. That's it. That's
Yeah.
about it. I know nothing else. Monty Python. That shit's old school,
The
bro.
Holy Grail? Nothing? Like,
I don't know if I remember that shit.
it's hysterical.
She's fucking.
I want to get caps.
Oh, I got a dentist for you on Wilshire Boulevard.
Okay.
I got you, girl. They'll grind.
But I want to get. See, I just want to get the ones that are removable. I don't want
okay.
to commit to a cap
Okay.
lifestyle.
Cap
Yeah.
lifestyle.
Cap lifestyle.
Maybe they do that too. I'm not sure.
But I did ask my dentist when I got my teeth cleaned, and he was like, "What are you talking about?" I was like,
He wasn't down.
like I just want a cap.
Yeah,
And
they
he
don't
was
want to
like-
ruin perfectly good teeth. They get
And I was
so
like-
bummed.
I was like, just do it on my insurance. Say I have an issue.
So it's the same thing as getting a crown. So if they did a crown, it's the same fucking thing. You just pick gold.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But I know a guy in downtown who does pop-ins.
Pop in, pop out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds scary
We
already. I know a guy downtown. That
I know a
does
guy
his
downtown.
Well,
pop-ins.
back in the day in New York and Canal Street, we had Gold Cap Charlie. He used to do our fronts for us in the
Remember
early
Canal was a
90s.
popular spot
For
that
the gold
everyone's-
fronts,
yeah.
$30 for a gold cap back then.
Damn.
That was a
It
big
fits your
talk at
teeth.
Fat Farm, you know.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Did you ever
like
go-
go down the? No, I couldn't.
I
I
had the
couldn't
whole-
really pull it off. I don't have that type of.
You could do it.
I had the
swagger.
whole bottom gold fronts with the fangs from like Wu-Tang Clan, from the Gravediggers album. We had fangs and shit. Yeah.
Wow, love
We had
that.
all that fucking
Love
fantasy.
Gravediggers.
Anyway, all right. So, Allie, thank you so much. We covered everything. We spent 2 hours talking about your amazing journey in your life. I'm honored to have you here.
Thanks for having
I
me.
appreciate you. I appreciate your journey. Looking forward to see what we do in the future.
Yeah.
We have mutual friends, so I'm going to see you around. I'm going to take you to the barracks. Get you some gold teeth.
Runyon?
Get you a vegan burger.
Runyon.
Get you Impossible Burger. You been to Monty's?
No.
Yo, we're going to take her to Monty's, dude.
Okay, we can do
The
that.
burger, the tater
It's gonna
tots, the
take you a
French
place
fries.
and not tell you. It's
Let's
Yo,
do
the
it.
milkshakes, the French fries, the tater tots.
I'm down.
Banging, dude.
Yeah.
I'm down.
She'd love that.
It's
We're not
a-
trying to convert you, but I'm saying.
No, I like vegan food. I
Yeah.
like. There's a diner called Champs in New York. Champions, Champs.
Never
Yeah,
heard
we've
of
been
it.
gone too long.
Yeah.
My
Really?
friend, yeah, I stay with when I go to New York. Sometimes I'll stay with
Vegan
my friend
diner
Diego, and
sounds-
he's
I'm
Is it
vegan.
intrigued.
Brooklyn or Manhattan?
Mad Hattie or-
Brooklyn.
Yeah, I think I might have heard of Champs and
Really?
some new shit.
Don't lie. Come on.
I'm saying. So
No, but it's
Champs-
good. Yeah, I fuck with vegan food. It's just
Yeah.
like because I'm not vegan, it's like
I know.
I'll do it, but I'm not seeking it out.
And I love the
Yeah.
fact she doesn't. She's speaking from a media's perspective about how she's not into the whole preachy vegan vibe that we're
I
not
hate
into
that.
either. I
I'm
hate
not
that.
into any
I don't
preachy
like that shit
vibe.
Me either.
I try to lead by example. I don't try to preach shit. Like I just
Mm-hmm.
try to live my life and like, yeah, I love that. But it's people like her that get turned off on that vibe.
Yeah, I
So it's
hear
almost
it.
like
Exactly. That's the thing. It's like no one's ever going vegan because someone yells at them
Of course
about
not.
how they eat meat.
Yeah,
facts.
If anything, it's going to make them lean into it harder.
I've noticed
100%.
that.
Oh,
yeah.
really? You want me to be vegan?
It's like,
And
no,
then they're
eat this
eating
burger.
raw
Look
meat.
at me.
it's a total. It's a total opposite response.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I've seen that even online. They're like, "Oh, like check out this photo of ribs," and I'm like,
But even the word vegan is a turn off to
I don't
people
like the word.
and comes off as a
I
four-letter
don't-
threat. I'm saying like
You're
even
right.
that it comes off like when people think oh these fucking preachy motherfuckers.
they killed it for me.
That's why
like
plant-based-
a lot of the
plant-based is
I prefer
safer, I don't know.
plant-based. You know, it's
It's a new
It's a safe-
rebranding.
Yeah, it's a safe word,
totally
it's
rampant.
plant-based.
Yeah,
But I'm saying like people, I get it. I get it respective, and I respect that.
I hear you.
All right, so we
vegan
got
I hear
skating.
you, vegan warrior.
We got skating, hiking, and fucking Monty's.
We've got a whole to-do coming up.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Where can people find you?
On Instagram at @NotAllieMac, and then my website's AllieMacofsky.com.
we got you on
Macofsky.
TikToks.
Oh, TikTok, everything's not Allie Mac pretty much.
Not Allie Mac.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Macofsky. I said it right.
You have a
You said it
You have
right.
a Twitter account?
Yeah, but
fuck
I
with
deleted
Twitter.
it, and so now I
Whoa,
can't.
hey.
Now I'm not Allie Mac because there's like someone who has not Allie Mac now. So yeah, but I'm not tweeting that much.
Shout out to
Okay.
people making fake accounts of all of us, and I think it's strange people
Yeah.
spend time to make fake accounts and use your picture.
I'm very flattered.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's been happening lately. It's very. You just post it one time, like, and people get it taken down, but it's just
Right.
it's just strange that and
bizarre.
they don't even follow you. It's fucking weird. It's such a weird thing, man. Anyway, anything else you want to say, Derek?
I'm good, man. It's good to see you again.
Good to see you too.
I can't wait to see you do stand up
Awesome.
again too. I'm looking forward to it and
Yeah.
all that shit.
Very much looking forward to it.
All right, thanks for listening, guys. And it's the new year. It's 2021 right now because it's January. This episode's dropping, so happy
Everything's changed.
Happy New Year, everybody! It's a new year. It's a new life. Like playing shows.
Everything's
soon.
better.
Everything's
Yeah, oh my
better.
God, I
We're
can't
all
believe
healed.
it.
It's been only-
Finally.
It's only been a couple weeks, but yeah, we made it through, and it's a new year. So awesome! I'm signing off now. I could talk all day. So bye. Hey guys, thanks for listening. Please rate, review, subscribe. If you haven't subscribed yet to this podcast, please do that. And whatever platform you are listening to this on, I'm glad you found me. You can rate me and review me on there also. So thank you guys sincerely for the support. I cannot wait for you guys to do the next one.